feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Well, afternoon, everybody. I know that there are no notifications. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if you did get a notification today. Wonderful. Absolutely. Okay, so I am not going to be doing a live stream today because Marie is going live and I want to go over and support her. And let me tell you guys something. Today it's been pretty good. Okay, awesome, Dreamcatcher. The reason for the title is, hey, Cammy, can't you let some of the people know in IG that I am live? That'd be great. The people I'm sending my notifications out to are family, friends, real life friends, and a few of you online. Sweaty, how are you feeling, by the way? Sweaty is dealing with a little hobble instance today, so I just wanted to check on her. Because actually, I think this is going to be a really, really good live. I truly think that it is. I got some tea. I got some different stuff to talk about. And we're just going to talk about the two problems because that's all I'm going to ever address on this channel would be my problems. And then my live streams, I'm going to rock out with my cock out. Amos liability. So what I would like to do first and foremost is thank everybody that has been coming in here. I cannot imagine other than the narcissistic little shitheads that have nothing better to do with their lives. I give zero craps what y'all go through. I actually care more about you guys. Well, no, you guys care more about me, but what I have realized is people are going to think whatever they want to do and think whatever they want. I was not aware, I guess, the whole boner thing, I give zero shits about that. I really don't care because I really didn't know that there was anything posted about me until I went to her community tab. That's how much I don't pay attention to her at all. There's an Easter warning where you live. It's New York. It's going to rain, windy and cold till Saturday. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for coming in here, by the way. If you guys could tell Daniel, hey, I actually met him when I was doing live streaming. And he's been really awesome. And he comments and yeah. So the reason that we're not going to do said person, we're not going to say her name. We know that she's watching or somebody's, all up in our crap. And then she's got to get ready for Marie when she goes live, and Marie, did she really strike you that many times? Was that her that struck you for all those privacy strikes? Hey, Daniel. Yes, Deadly has threatened to K me. And Amzi's back to dragging me because that's who they are. And Deadly, you can say what he's like. I got texts from Clint, and Clint's going at Jen, and Jen's going at Clint. Let's just be honest, Deadly. The text that you gave me, there are two things that a drunk does. One, they tell the truth, unfortunately. And number two, they don't take a shower. And I know for a fact, she put a bunch of privacy claims and she posted my face on her. Shouldn't I be sending privacy claims at her? Let me get my notebook real quick because there's a few things I need to do for my channel now that I'll be taking this stuff a little more seriously. Yes, Daniel was sick for 2 weeks. So a privacy claim, I mean, nobody's like inciting me to do it, but yeah, she's got tons of my images, right? So that would kind of be like something I should look into, right? Hey, Christoph fan. So yeah. And your new name, ma'am or sir, you are the termite. And what do termites do? They eat away and eat away and eat away. So it would be privacy complaints. How many did she get you for, Marie? Doesn't she have a picture of you on her shorts? Like calling you a town drunk or something like that? Doesn't that kind of a little privacy whatever with you? Just asking. The point is I cannot change how a person feels. Right. And you just kind of let it go. But see, she doesn't let it go. So we have the termite, we have the plaintiff. And I don't really, oh God, she's so lying to YouTube. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. She's lying to everything about everything. Down to the penny that she receives. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't get privacy struck. I guess termite privacy struck Marie. Like she owns pretty much everything on the internet. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she's all like, listen, if she wants to talk about me having a boner because she's paying that much attention to the southern region of my jeans, that's on her. I mean, it seems to me she got a little bit more of a crush than I do. If she's fixating on my crotch area, I have a nice night. Leaving for you. Have a good night, Daniel, and I hope that you start feeling a little bit better. And thank you for all the things that you do. I appreciate it. Thank you, Daniel. So there are good things about doing the live streams, but here's the problem. Hey, Muggsy. Well, we know who the termite is. She's a bug. She's a parasite. Less than a locust and not as important as a bee. Yes, it is. It's actual. It's sexual. So I don't know. I'm really starting to think that she has a boner for me, which is fine. I have no problems with love is love, and I do have to say it's gonna. I think maybe she has the hots for me. I thought Clint had the hots for the prosecutor or whatever we call her. What do we call her? The plaintiff. Yeah, which that was a joke. Okay, Savage Speaks on Rumble. So we're all starting to go over to Rumble too, eh? Yes, termites will eat away at you until you have absolutely nothing. And is that still going to stop them? No, it doesn't. Until you have an exterminator. But what does kind of concern me a little bit is the sexualization of it a little bit. And that leads me to believe is a lot of people online have said that they have a soft spot for this person because she lives alone. And any little thing that we say, I have a soft spot because she lives alone and she's been through all these horrible whatevers. But has she really, really, really been through all the stuff that she alleges? We don't know that. Termite has a hard on for me, I believe, and I don't care. But when I received something yesterday. It was called the Takedown thing, and I'm going to read into this because it's quite disgusting. Because I believe that what Termite has said is some of us are too overly sexualized and everything like that, and I live alone, and everybody's after me, and blah blah blah. Does she sniff bike seats too? I don't know. I mean, if I had one, but I would never have a bike because the last thing I heard about her and a bike, the lady ended up getting arrested in front of her child, allegedly. And I think she was really happy. But here's the thing. For 2 days, I didn't mention this chick. I didn't say anything about her. I was over doing my thing, live streaming, meeting many different people all over the world. And then she goes live again and I got a boner. Well, okay, that's cool. I've had way worse things said about me. I don't really care. But I didn't even know that thing was posted. But here's the thing. If you do not like if somebody mentions something overly sexualized or makes a comment about you, it's okay for you to plow me. Well, it's really not. Because what is being, somebody was trying to explain it to me, but either way, hold on. I'm going to read this because I posted it on my community post. Now, someone had explained something to me about it. You guys tell me. Because a really, really cool person that, hold on. That's what we're going to do. We're going to read it, actually. Because I hate doing these impromptu lives and I sound stupid. And then I give that idiot some content and then she gets to turn it into me having a hard on when she looks a little more manly than I do. But who knows? So this is what it's called. It's called the Takedown Act. Now, mind you, this is a woman who said that she's went through horrible experiences with men and everything, but this is what she's posting on her channel and says she's not going to take it down. What I find, okay, so here we go. Come on, Jen, stay on topic. More channel, view channel, post. There we go. What I had posted was exactly 22 hours ago. And I said to whomever has the video of Clint and I years ago, I've asked numerous times for you to please take it down with a few sexual things on your channel. Now, mind you, I had not looked until last night and saw her posting my image focusing on my crotch. But this is from a woman who may or may not be seeing a therapist over things that she has talked about that are very unfortunate that have happened to her. This was passed a few days ago, and the person has 48 hours to take it off their platform, any platform. Have a great rest of the day. I will also be looking into any outlet to find out about my pictures as a minor, because she also had posted my picture when I was in 9th grade and even alluded to knowing that I was in cross country. So how would she have gotten that information? I was a teenager and it was in a yearbook. It's creepy at this point. Thank you. Yes, honey. Hold on. Dudley is threatening me again on his channel.
Okay.
He is threatening me again.
That's because that's all he can do. But we'll do whatever that.
Yeah, because he had some texts actually that he had sent me months before about a woman in this community that was giving him my information, who claims she doesn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to. All right. So basically what it's called is it's called the Takedown Act, signed into law on May 19th, 2025 by President Trump. It makes it a federal crime to share non-consensual sexually explicit images, including owl-generated deepfakes online. It also requires online platforms to remove such images within 48 hours of a victim's request. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Now, just pay attention to this, guys. It's not just me. It could be any of you, or maybe you guys have, a relative that deals with things like this. Do you guys think that that's okay? I don't think it's okay. And while we're speaking about Dudley has made horrible comments about Muggsy's freaking niece. He has made horrible comments to me about Kim. He has made horrible comments about Kim's child, her children. He has made comments about my kids. But I know who he was checking into because I got a lot of texts from him months back, and they're very telling. Deadly is not a smart person. Please understand that. And what the beer and God hasn't granted him any sense with, Deadly got about 2 brain cells in his head and they smacking together like marbles, okay? Deadly ain't the only person coming up with stuff about me. And I've had it. Oh, he's a fucking creep. Hey, it's all, listen, to me, I'm one of those people, it's like, listen, if you want to say X, Y, and Z about me, you want to make out, say this and that, it's the real life shit that I don't like. You physically threatening me. You talking about my kids. I'm dealing with this woman over there that is sexualizing my images and things like that, that has been stalking me for years. No, I don't have to put up with that anymore. I don't have to. Well, let him get in trouble. Well, here's the thing, Muggsy. What I didn't know is Deadly has so many different phone numbers. I've never killed a dog in my life, but I know the Termite has accused 2 people of killing their animals. Haven't you, Termite? I would never, ever, ever do anything like that. But I know the Termites backed up people that do that, or allegedly. He's so stupid. He's so stupid. Honestly, wouldn't have cared. Just don't talk about my kids. Do not talk about Chloe. And do not physically threaten me. I do not like it. I do not like it. I do not like the Termite. I do not like the plaintiff, because those are the real lifers. And God forbid you do a damn thing to them or their family, and then we got to deal with the shitstorm. That is not happening anymore. Not on my camp. Nice Jen has left the building. My gives a fuck is very active. If you do not like what I do with my channel, you do not have to watch. If you do not agree that I live stream, you do not have to watch. If you do not want to be friends with me, you do not have to be friends with me. But if you support people that go real life at people and attack their families, then I'm not cool with you. And that doesn't mean that I'm telling anybody what they can do. I'm not your mama. I'm going to do me at the end of the day. That's it. They're all adults here. Fair is fair. As AMC told me when she said that she created the account and read it. And AMC, you did say that. You said fair is fair. So quit lying, AMC. And you, ma'am, I have had it with you. AMC, I denounce you. I got to get it like the way that Drawser did it. AMC, you're deliced. AMC, you're deliced. I don't like you, AMC. I'm going to say that loud and proud. I don't like you, AMC. You tried to get with my dude. AMC, you've made so much money off of me when I was freaking insane without Clint, who you tried to get with. You freaking covered me so much. AMC, you're disgusting. You try to make it out like you're a victim, but you say things about people while you're driving and what they should not be doing. You threatened to take out Terry Time's children. You told dear sweet Brenda to eat glass. You, man, played target practice with your hubby, and you want to talk about me. Go away, AMC. You are right where you need to be. Get in where you fit in, which ain't very many places online now. Jules, you can have her. She's a boy. She's a Sasquatch. Take her. AMC, you're not welcome in my life anymore. Stop threatening me. I want nothing to do with you. In life, AMC, you are going to be the one missing me. Not anymore of me missing you. I am done. You are denounced, deliced, desasquatched. You are out of my life. That kind of content right there should give you at least 5 viewers. Oh, that felt so good. Oh, God, oh my God. She's so stupid. Because a Target ball would break. I'm so tired of it. People, you're fat shaming Amzi. You're doing this and that. Hello, most of you people told me to stay away from Amzi because she tried to get with Clint. Do any of you guys remember what she said about y'all? No, you don't, because you hate all of us too much. So go ahead, take the Sasquatch. She's a girl, a boy, a Sasquatch. Take her. I don't want her. Amzi, I'm just done. Take you and your Sasquatchian life, cover what you need to about me. Just quit lying on me, Amzi. God, for God's sakes, quit lying on me. Hey, Irish Jazz, it's nice to see you. Well, that would require her getting up off her ass to do anything. I think her views are only high when the termite needs her to go live. Honest to God. Amzi's always the first one to get cast off the island. You are, Amzi, but you did try to get with my dude, and now you're supporting people that are mocking him, saying he's in the LGBT. Amzi, you're a piece of crap. There's really nothing else I have to say about Amzi. She's so fucking irrelevant in my life. I mean, half these people that are going on live, oh, 2 of them are. We know that in check. Come on. Let's keep it real. I think the termite, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that people that deflect are protecting things that possibly they should not be doing in their life. I don't believe that the amount of pizzas the termite's saying is being given to her. She's not producing any receipts, just like the other one isn't producing receipts for the lawyer costs. Why? Because it's easier to project and try to get other people in trouble so they don't have to admit what they're doing. I don't know. I don't do their bookends. When people ask for receipts, show them. If not, don't attack other people to project that bullshit. Talk about what you're doing in your life. Now, do we know exactly that people were sending Sharpies, pizzas, all that stuff, other than the 2 people that admitted it? Just asking. Do we actually know? Here's my theory, and this is just a theory, guys. I'm going to sit back here and whatever. What are the 2 things the termite likes in her life? She likes attention. She likes money. She likes control. There is only one person, if any of us have ever known the termite in our life, that loved as much as she loved herself, or if not more. I'm going to leave it at that, because termite's listening and she knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's only one. Oh, no. That's just a perk of being her friend. Termite, I'm telling you this. I don't know exactly what is going on in your life, but I think that there is something that you do not, in my opinion, want people to know about, or who you may be hanging out with and who you're not, which is none of my business. But if you are going to talk about invisible X, Y, and Z with other people and be in everybody's life, then maybe you need to, if you do have a boyfriend and he does exist, which I think he might, then maybe you need to plug offline and go hang out with him. I don't know. You go ask her. Because here's another thing for people that say that she doesn't stalk me or anything like that. I heard somebody was nice enough to post something in Reddit, which I have it. I'm not going to play it because I don't know if I could get struck. But it was Lindsay. And bear with me here. I know people are not happy with Lindsay, but I kind of feel bad. Was when Termite was sitting there talking so much shit to Lindsay. And I'm not really upset. I'm just tired of the hypocrisy. I'm tired of 2 piece of crap women who are old enough to know better, causing shitstorms all over this shit, blaming all of everything on everyone else when we know for a damn fact they're doing this shit. I'm so fucking tired of them. The problem with Lindsay is, and I hate to say this, and I really give 0 shits what anybody has to say, because we know half these fucking fruitcake loony people are going to go to Reddit and give their opinion. But I myself, what I'm heard about with Lindsay is the last time that Lindsay and I kind of fell out, Habanero was in here, Jeff was in here, Lindsay had come in. We had a good time that week, and this was right around when I told y'all that Termite and Plaintiff were talking behind the scenes and nobody wanted to listen. It was just easier to, mass call or call me crazy while they're, doing what we've all seen the whole time, which is they're in each other's rooms. So this shit's been going on for way longer than any of us knew. But see, when Lindsay came in, this is right around when I fell out with the plaintiff and shit like that. And what I thought was kind of weird was when the termite, well, Jules, fuck it. I'll just say your name because you can't keep my name out of your mouth at all. When I modded for Jules, if you guys remember, and I started my channel and you guys just helped me fill it in. Do you guys remember the first night that I went live? And again, if I don't have proof of it, it's not a conspiracy. I'm just throwing it out. It's kind of like I'm fishing and you guys are like catching on to it. Do you guys remember? So when I first got out, she was saying that plaintiff was icing me out. So I was kind of dealing with that bullshit. But then I went in and I became friends with Jules and stuff like that. Then she modded me. And do you guys remember when I got my own channel? Why did Jules get mad at me? She got mad at me for modding Habanero and Jeff. And then when I fell out with the plaintiff, why was it? Because she got mad, and that was when Habanero and when me and Maria ended up parting ways that Sunday when I did that live. And this was after the little calls and shit that Maria said she did. Wasn't it really, really weird? Habanero and I got into it, but then we made up because I told the truth. Because to be honest, I didn't want her to go at me again. Maria and her friends, some of them. But Lily's not around. Unless Lily's around, I don't really want Lily brought into it. Lily wasn't perfect in any of this, but Lily got treated like shit. Jules treated Lily like crap. Let's just keep it 100. Lily, you did. I mean, Jules, you did. You talked horrible about Lily's husband. Big deal. Okay, so let's get back to this. So Maria and I fell out because of Habanero and Jeff. Remember, that's when the whole pepper thing happened. Okay, got it. So still, everybody is blindly not paying attention that two big women online that are everywhere and anywhere, making everybody's lives completely miserable as we have a crochet hiver come in. You can stay if you want. I really give zero shits. Thank you for coming in. I'll take the view. Exactly. So Jules got mad when I started my own channel and got mad because of Habanero and Jeff. And then when I tried to get an order against the other one, and that's when all those calls happened. Exactly. Habanero, you know what I'm talking about. So fast forward it again. Now, keep in mind, don't talk about me in any way that I talk when y'all are repping a B and another person. So whatever. Now, keep this in mind. So when Lindsay came in, and Lindsay, if you want to come in, that's fine. I really don't care. The only thing my feelings are hurt about with Lindsay is she keeps hyper-focusing on things that I did in the past, but she's forgiving two women who took advantage of her and made her feel less than. Yes, Maria, you are automatic cheek. You are. You are absolutely automatic cheek. You two have been canoogling way longer than you want to put it out to somebody. And that is the truth, because everything that I've had to deal with a Maria and a Jules for the past, 2 years since I've been out, it's the same targeted hate. Well, Lindsay, you're an adult. They don't pay your bills. I highly would say, Lindsay, that you've probably given them more money and more loyalty and more friendships than what Maria or Jules have ever done for you. And I'm going to tell you this. Maria, you need to get some help, girl. I thought you had a job, Maria. Y'all are going to stop this shit, man. I don't have no problems. I don't know what Terry Lynn's doing. I don't know what anybody else is doing. I don't care who those two women talk to behind the scenes. What I'm saying is you guys have gotten so comfortable being disrespectful, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. It's going real good. And that's all I'm going to go into about it, because I've had to deal with somebody putting out my fucking yearbook picture from when I was in 9th grade. And for any of you guys to be so blinded by your hate for me to sit and not think that it's okay. I don't know. From what I know, Terry Lynn's doing her thing in the crime community. And with the way that Jules treated her to the point of stuff that she had to do, I would really hope Terry Lynn would not entertain a Jules. I really would hope that. The shit Jules has done, and them having to go there and protect themselves, for anybody to forgive Jules for that, no. But again, I don't know. I don't talk to her. I don't, it is what it is. Got a beautiful Bible from her. Is she cool with Jules? That's fine. I don't have nothing, whatever about it. I just don't understand, with what everything Jules did to her and said about her. I don't know. But I'm not Terry Lynn's keeper or nothing like that. I just ain't got nothing, whatever to say about it. I don't like how Jules talks about Heidi. I do not like it. I do not like it. But all I know is I didn't mention that woman for 2 days. I didn't say nothing. Nothing. I just find it very, very odd that I get out and Jules is calling out Maria for saying icing me out. And here we are, 2 years later, 1 year later, and they're both hanging out, making the online community a piece of freaking crap. I'm telling you what, the deflecting that they're doing, those two women, I don't know what is going on in their personal lives, but I will tell you this, there is something more going on with their lives than what they want any of us to know, or they would not be coming after people as much as they are. It is not okay. Yep. Oh, they do. And they do. The Dollar, not the Dollar Tree, but Family Dollar, actually, what they're doing is, Family Dollar? No, Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is actually putting stuff out for 4th of July. Well, Flower Child, I could absolutely do my content. For the past 2 days, to be completely honest, I've been chilling over on doing my lives and just having people come in, and we're having fun. For 2 days, I didn't mention either one of those circus freaks. I didn't say nothing about either one. Well, maybe Maria I did a little bit, but Maria, but the other one, no, I didn't. I'm sitting over there doing my live streams and meeting people all over the world, good trolls, bad trolls. We're having a really good time. And my image is put up on one person's channel and the other one's just going out of her mind. Now I got I guess a Lauren Paranormal. She's dedicated a channel to me. It doesn't matter is what I'm saying. Yeah. It's fucking stupid at this point. Whether I respond or I don't respond, they're still going to do the same thing. But here's the thing. Why be hyper-focusing on it as much? No, I'm not going to. Because this shit's weird. It's weird. It's just the real life shit. Anybody to sit there and think it's okay for that woman to freaking show the inside of my home? Y'all think that that's okay, but we're not allowed to defend ourselves while she's doing whatever she wants? Screw that. I have the right to defend myself. Her and Maria talking about people's mental health and those two sitting over there under cartoon filters and knitted bees and what they're doing. Get out of here. I don't live that life. I'm not going to live that life. Right. You guys are fucking weird, man. Y'all are weird. If you all went to high school with me, well, Jules, you should know. I mean, you posted my 9th grade picture, but if y'all went to high school with me, honestly, I would just, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably laugh. It doesn't matter, Flower Child. It doesn't matter. The only thing that's going to happen regardless is I'm going to live a happy life. I'm just going to live a life with boundaries and things like that. And it's going to be, if you're going to keep continuing to do what you're doing, then I'm going to continue with my man and my family to look into what it is that Jules mocked for so many years. And we know what that Monday was. And Jules, I'm not joking anymore. I do not like you. You are a stalker. You are a weirdo. Thank you, Incheck. Have a great day. Yes, I just want to have boundaries. I just want to get out and do my life. But I also want to be able, if I feel like I want to respond from my platform, then please allow me to do that. Love me in my good, love me in my bad. And if you don't, come back on the next live and we're still going to be cool. Yeah. I like you, Incheck. Actually, in fact, I think that I kind of get a little overzealous with you when honestly, you're probably just trying to keep me where I need to be. And I appreciate that. I hope you have a good weekend for sure. I would like for you to come back in. Exactly, Flower Child. And I'm not being mean or anything, but I certainly hope. See, I'm okay. I wouldn't have kicked you out. Now, if you go into Jules or Maria's, go in there and say the same thing to them, and I guarantee you, you'll be coming right back in here. You can say whatever you want. We don't have to agree with it. But the advice you're giving me, go give it to those two as well. That's all I'm asking. Fair is fair, right? Hey, Wanda, how are you and your beautiful hair? What's good for the goose? Babe, I don't know what I want to eat. It all looks so delicious. We have some good things coming, don't we, babe?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, not that we don't want, God forbid I tell anybody how much ice I'm getting in my drink. That might get honest. We have some good things coming on, actually. Me and Clint actually had a pretty productive day. A sad day, but a productive day. Therapy was good today. I thought therapy was great today. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I know, it's fine. I think this right here, large.
Everything on?
Yep. Hey, Donna. And Clint, do you have anything you don't have to be mean to Jules or anything, but do you have anything pertaining to our families or anything like that without the flipping off? You don't have to flip her off or anything, but do you have anything words of advice or something to say to this woman? How old are you, Clint? 44?
Yeah.
Okay, she's 55. Do you have any words of advice for somebody that's older than you that says that you wear women's panties and stuff like that? And just
get out and do something.
Get out
with your life.
Exactly. Go do something, Jules. Triple. Double.
Yeah.
But large for the other stuff. T. Jules, and here's another thing that kind of hurts my feelings. Clint, not so much. He told me the whole time around you were going to do this shit to me. Yes. Jules, why was it okay when I modded for you to make one of those Halloween things for Clint? You sent it to me. I may or may not have the receipts. I do. But why was it okay now that you're attacking Clint and you said that him and his family are okay because he was on a show or he's with me, that it was fair game? And you probably don't care, but do you know how much money I super chatted you to be a part of that hive mess and stuff like that? You probably don't care. You're probably laughing at it, but I'm just letting you know, Jules, Clint never, ever, ever lost focus about who you were and what you did. And I do believe you doxed his family too. Maybe his dad. I don't know. Okay, so let's start focusing on some other decent stuff that's going on. The point is what I'm going to say is what it is. And Termite and Plaintiff, they've been canoogling. It's been going on a hell of a lot longer than what they said. They're hanging out. They're doing their thing. All I'm saying is I don't believe either one of them are going to get any better, but I do believe that there's stuff that's going on in their life personally that they do not want this community to know about. And if somebody's sitting there saying they have an invisible man, please understand, maybe there is a man involved that may not be so invisible. And we're going to leave it at that, termite. Proof on my community tabs about your sock account. What sock account? I just thought it was too weird, man. The more I kept telling everybody that these two were canoodling and I had proof of it and shit, it just, man, y'all started hating everybody right at the same time. And it started with me with the peppers. And then Joel started hating on Marie and Heidi because I became cool with them. And then guess what? The plaintiff ended up hating Marie and Heidi. They've had this shit going for a lot longer than what anybody thought. And anytime that you try to do something to protect your mental health, to protect your family, to protect anything, that's when they absolutely will go after you. Why? Because it protects them from their stuff coming out. I don't believe that all those people sent Jules pizzas because she has yet to show receipts. So if you guys want everybody to leave you guys alone and not go real life on them, then you guys need to adhere to the same. And that is it. Payne, how have you been, my love? Habanero, I'm kind of glad you stayed with me through this. I'm not quite sure who you are. You could hate me in my whole life and everything. I don't think you do. But Habanero's kind of been with me for a while. Habanero and Jeff. So whoever you are behind those accounts, I really like you. Wanda, I'm going to tell you why I like you. I don't quite sure where you are with them or any of the women in the hive and stuff like that. But what I will tell you is, Wanda, is when I was a part of the hive, you were very, very nice to me. And I'm so sorry that you went through the loss that you did. And I'm just so happy that you come in here and you're just such a good person, because I know Susie was kind of going through the same thing that you were. And I guess she just doesn't deal with things as the way you do. Or an Amy Lou that has threatened me more times than I can count. Or a Mia's mommy that I thought I was friends with. Y'all, you guys are so sad. Seeing a name like Crochet Hive just seemed very suspicious. Because you know that's Maria and Jules. They ain't got shit else to do. Jules is sitting down on her IG live. Whatever, baby. Whatever, Jen. And then Maria's probably just got like 900 phones right now. All in her group star rooms. I do wish those ladies the best. I wish them life. That's what I wish them. I just think it's such bullshit. Has anybody talked to George today by chance? What is this lady yapping about in chat? I'm yapping about possibly timing you out. You got a big nose, by the way, in my opinion. You can stay or you don't have to stay, sir, man, whatever you are. What do you care? Yes. Just for her to talk about, like, look at your guys' lives before you judge other people. And I say this to myself as well. I am no better, but shit, man. You guys got to have an off button or something. I was listening, and just to get back to the Lindsay thing, guys, is when Lindsay came in that day and Jeff and Habanero were in there, I believe I wrenched her. Well, you know, maybe Wanda, maybe those people will understand that maybe Jules ain't the bee's knees, no pun intended. I don't know, Wanda. I believe that women like that, like an Amy Lou or a Vixie or any of them, now they ain't gonna come back from that. This is their playground. They feel real cool. I was thinking maybe Mia's mommy or something like that, but no, I don't think somebody like her that focuses on fax machines and saying horrible shit. Probably not. There's probably not many of them in there that I believe or whatever. Maybe a few. For some reason, I still cannot completely make myself hate Miss Mickey. I don't know why. I don't know why. No, at the time, I believe I was going to wrench her, but that was quite soon after Maria and her stalky ways started. And I just felt really bad. Lindsay was having fun that day. She didn't. That was back when Habanero was throwing the flowers. That's what it was. Yeah. So those two probably were in their secret love relationship even that far back. But I don't know. I'll always have better things to say about Lindsay. But yeah, it was just sad that day because we had fun. I thought we did. And then I guess Maria got mad about it and then wrenched her. I don't know. That's when the flowers and stuff started happening. When Habanero started getting real sexy. I don't know. I could be wrong about every freaking bit of it, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I just don't understand why Lindsay is so okay with them, but she's going to hold me to the cross for the rest of my freaking life. She reminds me so much of the good part of my mom, like see you on the flip. And Lindsay's real big about, what's another thing I like? No, she ain't getting them from her dude. She don't deserve them from us. Lindsay just reminded me a lot of my mom. I don't know why. I think it was because my mom was such a free spirit, and a lot of shit that my mom said was a lot of stuff that Lindsay said. I think that they use her to get her to do her their real life bullshit. That's what I think. Yeah, Lindsay's got way more loyalty than they will ever have. I think when Lindsay gets to that point where she's, and here's another thing, because yes, and Maria was the one who got mad over it. Jules started getting mad than Maria did. And everybody's like, ooh, they're in the hive now. They're in the hive. Hello, they've been talking. Guys are freaking immature as shit. Call it out and say it with your fucking chest. Yes, over emojis. But then you got people in their chat saying, oh, we're going to dox Habanero. We're going to dox this and that. What? What? Did we not remember when all the fake accounts and stuff started with the Lolas and all that bullshit? Who'd that all go back to? It went back to the hive. Jules is a big mouth. She tells on everybody, and they think that she's a friend to them. No, she's not. She's a friend to whoever benefits her, and that's face to face, not you internet people. You don't benefit her. You don't. Every single person in here, these women have went after. This is so stupid. So stupid. Sorry, not sorry. You know the only reason Maria's pissed off at Ann? You want to know why Maria's pissed off at Ann? Because Ann got tired of her bullshit. Because Ann chose happiness. That's why. And it is, Maria. You'll be dragging me again today. Maria's probably already put 3 comments of me up. Because Maria doesn't have Ann anymore because Ann don't want to fuck with her. Do you blame her? I don't think Miss Mickey even knows what a damn dox is. She's just happy to belong somewhere and to be able to do people's bidding. This is probably the longest that Miss Mickey has been in that hive. And that is so sad because Jules treated Miss Mickey like shit. Right? Well, it's all targeted. I've been trying to say, did you not notice? Okay, first off, Jules was like, I miss my dad. I miss my dad. Oh my God, I miss my dad. And then she started, the best, when I really knew that when Maria and Jules were like hanging out, was when Jules started not putting Maria down. That's how you know Jules is getting in good with people. See, Maria, she'll just throw it out there. I will give Maria that. Maria will just throw it out there because Maria hates everybody. But Jules, now, Jules is more like, I'm going to ease it in a little bit. I miss my dad. But then you started noticing it was like, just, I, why do I have to explain it? You know, like you guys know it. Yes. It's targeted people. Yes. I miss my dot. You know that Maria and I don't like each other. You know that. Guys, you know that me and Maria do not like each other after what Maria did to me, and she won't even go into it because she's so busy lying through her B things. But you guys know that I do not have a problem with Maria. I mean, and turkey teeth, fuck you. But Maria, I don't have a problem with Maria, guys. You know I hate her. And then she just starts, and then here we are now. Now she's back in the hive. This has been going on. But isn't it weird when somebody posted that thing about Lindsay on Reddit, now I can play it, whose name was brought up? Jen Bailey's name was. That's okay, Bella. That's when you know. And George is right. When you hear her talking, and I do not, and Jules is a smart cookie on this. George is right. If you listen to what she says and how she puts it, she will either tell on herself or she will tell on that person. First it started with habanero, then it started with X, Y, and Z. George was definitely on to something, and that's why I stuck with him. Let's see, who are multiple people that Maria hates? Let's see. Maria hates Siwa, so I knew that when I became cool with Siwa somewhat, that more people were going to hate me, and that ended up happening. And we know that Jules doesn't like Siwa, so that we also kind of knew they were canoodling about that. What was another thing? Because Jules really doesn't like any of you at all. Then who was another thing? Then we had the Peppers come into it, and then do you remember when George first started his channel? Yes. 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 Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Bella, it's time for you to come back, honey. They wanted to see you plummet. But see, that would be really weird. How would they, I wouldn't, no. I mean, I could see Maria possibly wanting to be friends with SoFlo, not freaking Jules. No, not the way Jules, no. No. And why did Jules get mad at SoFlo? Because she was up on his panel every single day. And in fact, was that the thing that I heard on Reddit? Is that where Lindsay and Jules got into it? Was that SoFlo's panel? Because that would be very telling too. I got no issues with SoFlo. Actually, that's where all my shit started with Maria, was in SoFlo's room, to be honest with you. That's where I think they got into it, actually. Can you guys confirm or deny on that? Was that whole thing with Lindsay and because Jules really never will go after anybody on a panel unless well, it never happens. Oh, got it. Well, and again, I'm just asking questions. Okay, I'm not nailing anything in. Did somebody record him? Did SoFlo get recorded? That was another thing I kind of heard word on the street. Was he recorded or no? I got no issues. I like SoFlo's wife, whatever. I don't have no problems with them. I don't. Everybody's got a pass. I have no problems with him. I don't. I just hear a lot of stuff. That's why I said I didn't even know that that Lauren Paranormal girl was like all pissed off at me. I just really wasn't paying attention. Okay, hold on, Karma. That's That's why I like doing my live streams so much better. It's so much more fast paced and whatever. This is not fast paced enough for me. Jules wants SoFlo. I thought Jay was mad at B for not answering her call on January 9th. Somebody says something about that. Why does Brooke have to freaking call her on January 9th? Ain't nowhere on Brooke's freaking birth certificate does it say that Jules' name is on it. Jules, you are so stupid. Wait a minute. The January 9th thing would be about like the writing of the names, right? You're friends with half of those people, Jules. That doesn't make any sense. You don't own a day out of the month. What are you talking about? What am I wrong here? Hello? See, Jules, I really don't pay attention to you as much, sweetheart. I just have never known a life without you being up my arse about it. So the January, yeah, but you're friends with half of those people. Jules, my God, you must have made everybody's life miserable. I bet when you were born at the hospital, you probably literally peed on a nurse just because your life as an embryo was horrible.
Where do you want this?
God, Jules, you were born mean and nasty. God, you are not a victim of anything, Jules, but your damn self. So, okay, but the people that she blamed about that, you're friends with them now. And what is it, freaking Brooke? And I don't even really like Brooke anymore. So she tried calling Brooke on January 9th, of which she's friends with half of those people. Yes, she was born an angry embryo. Try hanging out with your family, Jules. See, I can do lives and sit and talk the shit. I can do that. I'm not going to sit and like come up as a cartoon bee or anything. You're seeing my avatar, but you ain't seeing pointy teeth or anything like that. I win. Okay, so let me get this straight. And Brooke, at any point in time, you could come in. I don't think you're blocked. So she got angry at Brooke for not calling her on January 9th, which is just in every whatever day of the year. Because it can't represent what she's saying because she's friends with half of those people. Am I correct? Put a 1 in the chat. That's okay. Well, you know what? I want a day out of the year where I can just be an asshole to everybody. It's not going to be my birthday because there's way too many cool things going on my birthday with Bath and Body. Well, I'm going to have a day out of the year. Clint, name a day out of the year that I can have.
Your birthday.
No, because I wasn't an angry embryo. When I was born at home, happy. And for some of you to hit me up behind the scenes and say, oh, you sound an X, Y, and Z, just please know you going in there super chatting, that's an angry embryo. Yeah, I do think, yeah, Brooke's definitely gotten immature as shit. I ain't heard from Brooke. When was the last time I heard from Brooke? God, when was the last time I heard from Brooke, actually? It was after I got out. When did I talk to Brooke? It was probably, we talked on the phone once, and then I caught her coming in one of my lives, and then I guess she may have gotten chastised. I don't know, but yeah. Brooke said something really horrible about me and my kid. Actually, she was on the panel with Jules when that happened. Talking about my blinds, no less. But honestly, I don't really care. I just can't believe she expected. What was it this year that Brooke was supposed to call her? Was it January 9th of 2025? Or is this supposed to be like an every year thing? Like what year did this happen? My therapist said it's important to ask questions. So what year was Brooke supposed to do this? And what will be the penalty for not doing it? Calling on January 9th, Angry Embryo Day. I'll wait. I'm having lunch, by the way. Well, sheesh, I got mad at somebody for not calling me on my birthday. I don't think I would hold it against them. Muggsy said, I love her. Okay, what year was the original, though? You would, well, here's the thing. Okay, no. Oh, so Jules called Brooke on that original January 9th, and Brooke did. Oh, Brooke. Oh, my God. She is going to hate you to this day because of it. Now, what year was that? Because we know that Brooke, Jules likes to let go of the past. I'll always look at my Uggs and have a little softness, but I'm kind of happy with where I am with the other person more than her. If Brooke was going to apologize for saying something that Rand said, that would have happened a long time ago. Nope. Nope. A lot of people should have did that interview, not me. Nope, there ain't no going back from that. But we did talk when I got out. I just never heard from her after that. I will say that when I went to jail and stuff, I know that it affected her for sure. And even Maria, I don't think Maria even covered it. But there's definite strain there. But I mean, I'm cool with who I've made peace with, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the reason that a lot of why she acts like that is because of Maria, to be honest with you. So let's not veer away from that. I don't want to talk about Brooke, other than what happened with her and Jules. What year was it of this alleged? Oh, it's okay. It's whatever. Okay, but here's my question. What year was it that Jules called Brooke alleged dot at the time? Brooke probably could have been out saving kittens. She could have been out buying ice cream, getting dinner for her family, but God forbid not answer the call on a day that Jules says is her day. Now, I have a reason for this. What year was it? Because it wasn't 2025. There's a reason I asked him this. Now, if Jules in fact owns this day of the year, I have bought calendars recently, and I do not see on January 9th anything that has anything to do with an angry embryo day. Now, Brooke, if you are listening, you're probably not. I'm just letting you know in this situation, I would be more apt in taking your side. But I don't. When did this happen? Savage, you apparently stalked Jules too. What year was this? By the way, hit the like button. And for most of you guys, hit the dislike button, because I'm quite sure most of you dislike me today, and I'm okay with that. Savage, every time you play my song, you got to pay me tax. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is you have to be pretty lame and sad as a human being to take a day out of the year because you're having a mental health issue. What you should have done is, if you were feeling that way, instead of calling and putting the guilt on Brooke, Jules, what you should do is go to that therapist you say that you talk to, and or call a number or call one of your friends in the hive, because Brooke probably didn't want to be bugged by somebody like you because you're a freaking weirdo. That's what I think. And it shouldn't affect you too much now, because actually, Jules, you're friends with one of Brooke's best friends, Maria. So actually, if you have any crises on that day, angry embryo, call Maria. Maria will help you out. And speaking of D, Jules, D apologized to you, right, D? You apologized to Jules. Jules, did you ever apologize to D for calling her fat trucker pig or talking about her deceased son? I'll wait. Hey, D. Are your thoughts on that, Jules? Did you ever apologize to D, who has no problems with George, but did you ever apologize, since we all make fun of you Did you ever apologize to Dee for calling her fat trucker pig? Who for a living drives semis and you for a living does nothing? Oh, she did. Now, let me ask you this. Jules, that's very nice that you apologized to Dee for calling her fat trucker pig. Now, has Jules said anything since then, since the apology? And what day did she say that to you? It wasn't January, was it? Dee, has she said anything bad since then, or you and Jules on good standing now? I'm sure since the apology, Jules has reached out to you and just asked how you are every now and then, right? And by the way, Dee, I think you look great. I don't think you look like a fat trucker pig at all. You're looking good, losing weight and all that stuff. So you definitely don't look like a fat trucker pig. You look like a hot mama. But here's the thing, Habanero. Well, one, my name is Repeat. But number two, I thought that we're not fat shaming people. So is that like a nice thing that she said, or fat trucker pig is like, okay, because I thought we're not supposed to be fat shaming. Yes. And Dee said, oh, Dee, you look great. I see no snout where the nose should be, Dee. You look great. You guys look at Dee's avatar. Tell me that one. Hubba, I see no fat trucker pig here. Well, she lost class. So all the weight you lose, yeah. By the way, Dee, how have you been and would you like to come up? Tell a little bit about your story. And actually, Dee has a new book coming out. Dee, would you like to come up here for a second while I'm getting dressed and doing some things around the study? And it's really weird because Dee apologized to her first and said she was sorry. Yeah. Oh, well, you forgave her. Well, no matter. Dee has a new book that's coming out, and it is about our experience when we did. Dee, would you like to come up here just for a second and explain more about your book so people can actually hear it? And God, Jules, I don't know if this is a live you would want to commentate on, my dear, but I'm sure you will. Dee, I think you should come up here. I think you should talk about the book. Dee went through a lot of stuff, and Dee, I pretty much screwed up Table Talk. I screwed it up. But Dee has been writing some books. And Dee's went through a lot of shit. She lost a child that was part of a community of which we have some women online that are trashing them. And apparently what I'm getting here is maybe some things have been said, but I'm going to wait until Dee comes up here because I don't want to speak for Dee. But let me ask you guys this. Do any of you guys remember Table Talk? Do any of you guys miss Table Talk? I do. Every now and then. Okay. What do you remember about it, Sherry? Thank you for coming in, by the way. Oh, hold on. Well, hello, you. How are you? Are you there? Wait a minute. D, is that you? Hold on. D, show me your beautiful face. Sometimes she has Wi-Fi issues, so I just want to check. Okay, it says device not connected. Let me see here. It says device not connected. Table Talk was, it was basically a thing that from the talk or the view, where 3 different people came up from like different backgrounds, different. Show me your face. Hold on. Is that you?
Can you hear me?
Finally. I didn't know who
Yeah.
you were. I didn't know somebody was going to show me their penis or something. I didn't want that to happen. Okay. Tell everybody about, I'm going to mic out for a second. Okay. I'm going to hand the floor over to you. I'm learning this thing about like not trying to take over people and whatever. Can you explain about the book? And can you please answer some questions that anybody has in here?
Okay, make sure you do slide the damn link because you forgot to tell us you were going live.
Oh, okay. Did you tell Sly what you told me about that whole thing we were on the phone about, like domineering and telling people? Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Tell people about the book. Tell people about who you are and where you are now and this whole shit that you just tell everybody about anything. All right, I'm gonna mute. Hello, that means talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm trying to get my headset on.
Oh, okay. So how many times have you thought about me naked today? Oh, she's putting her headset on.
Say something now, Jen.
Does your pussy have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it has teeth too, remember?
Oh, okay, cool. My pussy got Wi-Fi. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to you. Yeah, just explain to people about it. They really want to know. Sherry said that she remembers Table Talk. Can you let her know what's going on?
So basically,
And don't call
I was
anybody
so
any
fed
cousins.
up.
That's all I ask.
No. I was just so fed up with the community that I have wrote 2 books. One about the Spotlight account, how it got started. Then I wrote about the she devils on the web, and it was the main players and the behaviors. And I did not escape my own behaviors. I put my behaviors in there as well. And then when I decided to get the hell out of this community, I was like, I'm not writing a 3rd book. And I kept saying, I'm not going to write it. I'm not going to write it. Well, long story short, my son's birthday is coming up, the one that passed away. And I keep getting multiple people coming and saying, "Oh, the B is saying that you didn't love your son. You're a topic of conversation." I said, "You know what? Since I've been gone from the internet and I haven't been bothering anybody, I'm gonna write this motherfucker since I'm the topic of everybody's conversation." I was told that when they're fighting amongst each other, they bring me and my son up and they use it against each other. Well, I hate to tell you, none of them had my back when my son passed away. None of them. I don't give a damn what they try to say. I was used in a sick game when my son died. And if people remember, 5 accounts were done up of my son when he died, which, by the way, I found out through one of George's posts that if you're using somebody's death to torment them on the internet, it's a crime. I just found that one out. No wonder they scramble because I write books, because they don't want it to get into the wrong hands. And things might just start moving for people like this. Anyway, Um, so I was like, okay, I've been quiet. I ain't been bothering nobody. I've been doing my own life, doing my own thing, being happy. I'm gonna finish the last book, and that's what I'm doing. And I designed the cover. I sent it to you, Jen, and I sent it into the group chat. The
Okay.
cover I designed. So the two in the back is me and Sly, and you're at the front at the table. Now you got guns and money there too, like we're in the mafia, because that's what.
Oh, yes.
That's
Wait a minute. Did Sly send it to me? Can I play it without getting
yeah,
struck?
yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, Sly. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. No, it isn't. This is the stuff that me and Sly watch. Our dreamy looking vampires. No, I need to play the actual intro. That would be cool. Do you want to? What? I don't know. Where is Sly anyway? I haven't seen her in here today. Sly, where are you?
I told you to send her a damn link so she can be in here. Oh yeah, things are being said. I mean,
Hey, wait. Hold on, D. Now I'm going to
huh?
send you a text message real quick. Okay,
Hmm.
real quick. I want you to look at it and just say if you got it. That's it. Hold on, because I know you're on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Damn it, D. I got to do this as fast as I can. Hold on, because I haven't texted you for a hot minute. Hold on. Clint, can you turn that down, please,
I
babe?
guess I guess everybody forgot that um
Please turn that down.
she went through my whole background and my ex-husband's background, went digging through my son's stuff, found OnlyFans. I guess everybody forgot that, right?
You hear me?
Oh
Did you get it?
hell no, fuck that bitch.
Got it. That's all I needed you to say because you know how they are.
Yeah, fuck
Got it.
that bitch.
Right. Okay. So,
Yeah, it's
okay.
been my
Wait
son
a minute.
my son's death anniversary is in November. It'll be 4 years. I
Mugsy?
can't, I can't even believe it. It's been that
I
long.
know. Look, it's Mugsy, D. Mugsy's single, by the way. Look at the dogs. You see that, D?
So what?
You see the ducks? It's Muggsy. He was in the live last night when you and Diddy were hitting on each other, if you remember correctly. Look at the ducks.
Huh? I'm lost.
Would you look at the screen? We have somebody underneath us. Muggsy works. Look, there's ducks. Are you looking at the screen? He
Yeah,
was
I'm
showing.
looking.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's Muggsy?
Yes. He was showing us ducks.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was.
Doing
I
the
believe
catwalk.
how I found out about the digging on my Facebook was those clips. Well, oh, I can't even bring this broad up. Um, when the
Give him a name.
PPE, so when the PPE was out on the forefront, I had just found out about it, and I could not like, I couldn't even gather my thoughts, and I said I didn't want it live. I didn't want to go live with it, and it was forced upon me and the girl to go live. I knew nothing about these voice clips, and mind you, the person knew a week prior who did what with the PPE and never said a
Mhm.
word to me, okay? So when it was
Right.
brought to me, it was to create content, is what it was. It was to create content on the death of my son and the grieving that I was going through. I mean, it's just. Anyway,
Right.
that's when I found out through the voice clips that were being played between PPE and the other woman that they were both digging on everything. Like they were taking screenshots of this, taking screenshots of that. And then how you got, I don't love my son. That's what's been being told to me like this last couple of weeks. Oh, they're saying you didn't love your son, and Days of Our Lives is saying all this shit. I don't know.
Hey,
I
hey,
haven't even
hey,
seen
hey,
it.
wait, D, hold on. I know who
Huh.
Days of Our Lives is on Reddit. Oh, I know that person. You are a horrible, rotten person. I have everything. Tell people, can you tell people about your son, please?
My
Maybe that'll
son?
give just,
Well, okay, so when Nicholas was 2, his father got custody of him. And from 2 to 14, he lived with his father. I got him on weekends. It was a big fight between. I mean, it was just a miserable thing. Um, at 14, I got him back. My son was already hooked on hard drugs, smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day, failing ninth grade. When I got him back, I immediately put him into drug rehab outpatient. He would go to school during the day, and from after school, he'd be at the drug rehab doing counseling and, what they do for helping people that have problems with drugs. I had him in counseling for his mental health, and I had him on medication. And then we went to family counseling together, just me and him,
hey,
so
D,
that,
can you hold on 1 second? Just
uh,
1 second.
uh-huh.
Okay. Hold on. Lindsay, you ringing my bell again. No, I wasn't ringing your bell. I don't know who got in touch with you, whether it was Jules or Maria. I did not say anything bad about you. What I simply said is I didn't understand why we both get to therapies, but you got to absolutely. What I'm going to do is Lindsay D's up here talking about her son and everything. If you would like to come up, absolutely. I would absolutely love that. But I wasn't crap talking you or anything, Lindsay. You can get it on the replay. All right. There was a lot of people in here actually saying some okay things. But D, go on. D, are you okay with Lindsay, or do you want to tell her hi?
No, I don't want to talk to that woman. Hell no. Um, anyway, um, my son,
I don't know. Hold on. I got derailed. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
that's the
Okay,
point.
Lindsay. But nobody was saying anything bad.
That's the point of this
Yeah,
shit.
go on, D, with your sons.
So anyway, my son he didn't fail at all with me. He got A's and B's. He even got straight A's one time. I stayed on top of his teachers. Every day he had a book that needed to be written in, what he did for the day, what his homework was. I was not playing. I wanted my son to be an outstanding citizen and get over the shortcomings that he had in his life so that he did not go into an adulthood being hooked on drugs and not doing nothing with himself, because he was brilliant. I'm telling you, this kid, me and him could be in the car. I've had music on. He would know exactly what the title of the song was, who did it, and what album it was, and what number on the album it was. I mean, this kid was brilliant. And, we used to um, do a little garden. At first, I started just with tomato plants. And he would go out there and water it after I would plant them, and he would keep watering in it because I was trying to teach him a little bit about life. Like, this kid came to me, he didn't even know how to cook a daggone egg. Like, at 14, I remember cooking at 14. So I taught him how to cook. Uh, I only had him for the last 4 years of his life, and then 2 years, his first 2 years of his life. So that's 6 years, and then his dad had him the rest of the time. And yes, did me and Nicholas fight? Yes, he was a Gemini and I was a damn Scorpio. Does my other 2 kids fight with me and I fight with them? Yes. That's what happens with parenting. That doesn't mean that you love your kids less or you hate your kids because you guys have a damn argument. It's what you do after the argument. It's how you handle things after the argument. I mean, yeah, I could have a blowout argument with Nicholas today and be hugging him later on, telling him how much I love him and I just want to see him do this and I want to see him do that. You know, when he saw his grades, he had these, his eyes were just like so big. Like, I said, you didn't realize how smart you were? And he was like, no, I never knew that I could get good grades like this. I said, you just have to apply yourself and you can do whatever it is that you want to do in life. I had a good relationship with Nicholas. Now, there was a time that Nicholas would lie to me about his relationship with Dixie, and I kept telling him I knew different because I'm not stupid. I can tell female from male, and I wanted him to tell me the truth. I cannot sit on lies. I've never been a person that's gonna candy coat shit. I told him, if you want me to stand 10 toes down with your ass, you have got to tell me the truth. Because I'm not going to introduce some guy as a female to anybody unless you tell me the truth. Because if you're not telling me the truth about something, that's where things go wrong. Like, my whole thing with my kids was the truth, the truth. If you tell me the truth, I'll never get on you about anything, even if it's something wrong that you did. As long as you come and tell me the truth, you're not getting in trouble for it. Now, you lied to me, that's when World War III comes, because I can't stand lying. I feel like when you lie, that says a lot about your character. So when he told me that Dixie was transgender male going into a female, I was good with it. We was good. Like, he came down for the last time I saw him. He came down for Father's Day that year, and I was gonna get him for Thanksgiving, but he told me he had to work. So when we was trying to call him on Thanksgiving, we didn't think anything of it because I was like, well, he told me he had to work. And I kept telling my son, he said he had to work. I said, you know how Wawa is. They put you on all the holidays. They don't never give you any time off. So we were calling him and calling him and calling him, FaceTiming him. Everything was ringing. There was no signs of any foul play or my son was already gone. Um, and yeah, after that it was hard because that's when we found out that he had passed away at like 2 in the morning on Thanksgiving Day. So that night when we was trying to call him on Thanksgiving, he was already gone. He was already deceased.
So
And
what
that
is
came
your, sorry, honey.
uh, and that came from fentanyl poisoning from going down to a hotel in the middle of Richmond copping drugs, and somebody gave him
Right.
a synthetic drug that had fentanyl on it, and we still don't know to this day who did it yet, but it's coming. I feel that we'll find out eventually.
So let me ask you this. What are your thoughts about what's going on online and it being targeted hate or having things to do with the LGBTQ community being targeted?
I don't
This is
like
real
it.
stuff.
I don't like it because,
Do you see it
contrary to
online?
what, yeah, I see it. I always see
Okay.
it. Well, contrary to what people believe that I'm homophobic and I didn't love my son, that's farther from the fucking truth because let me tell you something. I was the first one here before I started having kids. I've been bisexual since I was young, but nobody knew my business. I never told nobody nothing. Then my daughter came out and told me at a young age that she was bisexual, and I would not have the conversation with her because, in my beliefs, a child needs to be a child. Worrying about your sexuality adds a stress to you, and a child should not have stress on them. So I told my kids, both Nicholas and Savannah, because they both told me when they was young that they were bisexual, okay? I told them both, when you turn 18, we will come back to this conversation. Or whenever it is that you guys start having sexual contact with people, we'll come back. Well, of course, Savannah came to me when she was 19, right after Nick passed. She came to me and told me. And I said, I know. Like, I know. I already know. But she said she didn't want to have no argument with me. She didn't want to lie to me because she saw what it did to me with Nicholas. Like, she understood why I was upset that Nick was lying because Nick feared that I wouldn't accept him. And that's what Dixie told me. Nick feared the reason why he was lying to you. He feared you wouldn't accept him. I said, well, I never had this conversation with my son that I was bisexual. And if he knew that I was bisexual, he would have known that I would have accepted it. And at that point, after he told me the truth, he saw that I accepted it. Like, I invited Dixie to everything. Everything that we were doing, I invited Dixie. I never left that girl out of anything. Nothing. So for them to say that I didn't love my son, nobody on this internet knows the relationships I've had with all my kids and my granddaughter. Yeah, y'all see pictures, you see, but they don't know my life. They just put in their head, and then people on the internet believe what they're saying. I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand that. How are you going to believe somebody about somebody's life and they're not even friends in the lifetime? They've never been friends. They've never been around each other. They don't go see each other. How the hell can you believe somebody on a damn platform that's just making all this shit up? It's asinine to me. So nobody knows my life on here except for Sly and Jen and fucking Brooke. Brooke knew my life, and Brooke knew the truth, and Brooke never stood up and said, that's all lies. Dee was good with Nicholas. Dee was good with Savannah. Dee was good with Christian. They don't say that shit about Christian and Savannah, that I didn't love them. They just do it about Nicholas. And for a mother who had 3 kids, and she carried all 3 of her kids till term, how is it that 2 of them get love but the other one doesn't? That doesn't even make any sense to me. Like, how does that work? Like, I've never even heard of anything. If you don't like your kid, there's something wrong with you. Like, seriously, something wrong with you. I will go to the ends of the earth to protect all 3 of my kids, and I will go ruthless on anybody when it comes to my family. And I have always been open about that since I hit this community, because I kept seeing kids getting doxxed. I kept seeing people getting into people's business and putting it out there, that whatever it is that they're trying to embarrass and humiliate the other person. I've seen it all, and I've been open and honest. You fuck with my family, and I'm coming like I can't even tell you the control. I can't control myself when it comes to my kids. They were all I had, and I was all they had. So for somebody to sit there and make that lie up that I didn't love my son, they can fuck right on off, because I got mad love. I talk to Nicholas every single day. And so the book that I'm writing is going to have like 10,000 to 11,000 words each chapter. And in that book, it talks about me as a mother, my son in addiction, uh, the way I felt with everything that was going on and the things that they were doing when I was in first stages of mourning, um, table talk, and how Jen and me and Sly came up with the table talk and what the purpose was for table talk, and then how it's going to show how me and Jen and Sly fell out as well, and why she was no longer on table talk. But, listen, you were tormented just like
I'm sorry. If Lindsay comes back in, I myself do not have a problem with the capitals. It's nothing against the mods or anything. You guys are my right hand. If she wants to type in caps, it doesn't bug me. But Lindsay, if you are listening, just please don't fight with Muggsy. Don't fight with whatever. Just Muggsy, if she wants to come back in and listen and type in caps, I personally do not have a problem with it. I just don't want her fighting with anybody. I said that she could come up after this because I would kind of like to know where she is. But that's really all I had to say about that, Dee. Can you talk more about table talk? Because
yeah, but you
that's
want
what
me to
they
tell
can't
about
shake.
my son. You want me to tell that son, talk about my son.
Okay,
So I'm
I'm gonna
trying to give
derail.
it,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah, and I'm trying to give like as short answers as I can to make it make sense because I see there's a lot of people that don't understand what really is going on. Um, but when we started Table Talk, me, Jen, and Sly were being tormented by these creators. And believe it or not, we didn't do shit to any of them at this point. Um, we were just their content. And when we started Table Talk, I was starting to get angry because I have never in my life faced something so disgusting when somebody loses a family member. I don't care if it's a mother, a child, a father, a sister, a brother. It is disgusting how this community will do the most foulest shit ever. Post obituaries, create accounts that has the dead person's name on it and the dead person's photo. Like that is sick. And I feel like um, the one person that tried to alienate me for her content, I feel like she was trying to make me take my life. Because she went and told, I just found out this recently, she went and told somebody else that I was suicidal. And I have never been suicidal, not even through this stuff on the internet. Never been suicidal. So that leads me to believe that she was trying to make me be suicidal. And I'm not going to bring up her name, but if everybody remembers, they know exactly who had their hooks in me the entire fucking time that I was grieving my son. Um, and I think it's sick. I think it's sick, and there's really no help out here for this kind of shit. Um, it's funny because when I couldn't take the shit, I was the first one to get an RO on Prayer Jar. And everybody laughed at me, but I needed peace because I'm telling you, my mind was really fucked up at this point. So now I'm seeing that everybody's doing motherfucking court cases, and I was like, and these are the same people that were laughing at me. But now I guess they're understanding that this can be a bit much on your mental health. So with Table Talk, I think we was doing a damn good job. But I started spiritual awakening and I needed peace. Like my soul was like I couldn't handle the drama no more. My soul just wanted to go and be away from all this. I was like, and I begged Sly, I was like, I need help. I'm going to go to jail if I don't get help. I need help. And Sly walked me through it all. I'm telling you, shadow work, my spiritual awakening, I thought I was going fucking crazy with that spiritual awakening, but I was waking up from whatever. Because I'm telling you, I cannot remember the first year my son passed. I cannot remember a lot of shit. The only way I remember is if I go back through a lot of the videos and stuff, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, really, this is. And I see it, but nobody's seen it. And then it's like, I thought I was going crazy. But I was just a target. I was just a target. And I'll tell you, back in IG, that's when the spotlight came about because they were calling me things. I would put them in what they, to me, I had a good imagination. I would put them in what they were calling me, calling Brooke, calling all the people that was in the 90-day, sector on IG. And then I can't even remember how everybody got to YouTube from Instagram. I don't even remember how that even took place. That was like 5 years ago. But YouTube is much worse than the IG was, in my opinion. So since I keep getting all these calls, oh, this person wrote this about you, this person said this about you, you're being talked about here, you're being talked about here. I said, you know what? I'm going to write the book about everything that transpired at Table Talk, everything. And again, I'm not escaping my behaviors because it's in there. um, and at this point, I don't even care because I feel like it was justified. Sorry, but I do. I really do. I feel like it was justified, the shit that I was doing. I just don't do it no more because it's not even worth my fucking time or energy. I like to keep my energy to me. I like to keep vibrations high. And I'm not going to get up here because I know what it is. My light is bright. They are suffocating because they don't have that light bright to feast off of. And they want me back. And I'm not coming back. I'll get on panels and talk. But as far as fighting with anybody, nope. I'm not. I'm not. I refuse to be stuck because all this shit started in 2020. This is now the middle of 2025. And I'm getting on here trying to see what the hell is going on, who's the new players, because I was going to add it in the book. Trust and believe. I'm not even adding it in the book because I cannot comprehend none of the stuff that has been going on since I left and said I'm not coming back to fight with nobody. I pop in Sophie's, I pop in Jen's, I pop in Siwa's, and I watch them. But that's very rare. Very rare. If I'm doing something or I'm not, I'm sitting around and not doing anything, I'll come in. Oh, let me see what they up to, just so that everybody knows I'm still alive. I'm still breathing, I'm still doing me. But leave my son alone. I don't give a damn what you talk about. Just leave my son alone. Let him rest in peace. Like, he made a mistake that took his life. I mean, and I think that's the reason why I'm so open to people who have addictions. That's mainly the people that I have hung out with most of my life had addictions, and I've always been told I was a healer. I'll heal somebody, then I gotta heal myself because once they leave, I'm broken, and I believe that because I've been broken, and it's from helping people that are so broken. But that's how I've always been. Um, since I did my shadow work, I know you guys can tell a difference when I'm on a panel. I'm not angry. I'm not carrying no anger towards nobody. I just want people just leave me alone. It is for a fact that somebody decided that they were going to pull out of this bullshit because it's not a life I want to continue to live. It's not hard to pull out of the bullshit. I would like to see all of them do it, to be honest with you. That's one thing I've been begging for all of them to do is stop. Y'all don't realize the damage that you're causing people. I didn't realize the damage I was causing people. So it's not just about them. I've done my share of bullshit too. But at the end of the day, you just don't realize what damage you are doing to somebody. The relentless attacks. And, with me and Fly and Jen, it was the whole damn internet attacking three of us. For what? For what? You thought you were powerful in numbers when you were just weak? I see it as weakness when you have to go after a whole damn group of people have to go after one person, two people, or three people. It's a sign of weakness. I never went after nobody in a group, ever. Mm-mm. But I feel like this book is going to shed a lot of light and hope for people. Um, I, it's not all about anger. It's the shit I say in there is funny. You'll see that I got a sense of humor. Um, but it is telling everything that went on. And I don't know. Maybe it'll help somebody else decide, hey, it's time for me to pull out of this crap. What am I doing? We're not in high school anymore. We are full grown 35, I'd say from 35 to 62 years old in this. Do you guys ever sit back and think, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I on here saying nasty shit to people? Why am I on here fighting with people? Does anybody think about that? Because I sure did. I thought about it more and more when I wanted out. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This ain't me. I've always had a good heart. I've always looked out for people. I'll give you the shirt off my back. If you are cold and you need something to keep you warm, I will give you my shirt off my back. That's just how I've always been.
You would.
Huh?
Gosh, I mean, shit, when I was in jail after all that stuff happened, well, I don't want to name the other person because she never said it was okay, but you and Sly, like, can you talk about that without bringing up the third person because was incarcerated,
Oh,
what
what?
you and Sly did? And the
Oh, yeah, I was pissed. I was angry at Jen. I couldn't stand Jen's fucking face. I couldn't. Listen, I sat down with me and Sly and another person, and I said, I know what it feels like to be in jail and have to eat that shit. There's, she's not getting a good, she's not getting a good, nutritious meal. Let's put our money together and get her something so when she is hungry, she has something to eat. And Sly said, D, are you sure? And I was like, I'm positive. Let's do it. I said, because I feel bad that she's sitting in fucking jail. I got a restraining order on her.
yeah,
Listen, I got a restraining order on her just so that I could get a little peace. Me and her wouldn't argue. And hopefully she got better. I never
I
gave
don't
up.
think you knew how bad off I was in my head either.
No, I knew
I was pretty pissed.
because of the relentless meat and potato videos, you know.
Well, yeah, there were people in my fucking head too, but like, had you guys had not sent food and I didn't get that letter from Clint, like they were serious. I'm saying this on God, dude. They were seriously going to put a tube down my throat. I was under 90 pounds almost. I was sick. I didn't even realize that you were trying to get me help from in there. It's what you said was absolutely the truth. I ended up, yeah, but thank you.
I
It's
know
your,
that.
it's,
I'm looking at
I,
Star. You know, I know God doesn't make mistakes.
right.
And no matter what I did for my son to clean up his act and, and not do drugs anymore, I mean, the drug issue wasn't mine. I didn't cause that on my son. His father caused that. And I believe it with everything in my soul that his father caused it. His father was a piece of shit. And I'm sorry, but he was. Um, His father was an alcoholic. His father was on drugs. And at this time, um, Nick was probably 12, 13, 12, 13, something like that. Now, I know that Nicholas's father had some sexual problems. And they weren't towards young kids, contrary to what fucking prayer jar spread around. He was not a child molester at the time that I knew him and I got pregnant with him, with Nicholas. And he changed throughout the years. And when Nicholas was 13, Nicholas had a girlfriend. And Don was trying to get nude photos from this girl. And Nicholas and the girl called me. I was in Florida at the time. And Nick was in Virginia. And they told me this shit. And I was like, Nick, are you lying? Because, you know, I didn't want to make a move if it was just bullshit. Mm. So, they talked to me for a couple days, and I believed them, what they were saying, and I called, and I made the calls. And they went through more things than I thought that they would ever. And he ended up in jail. And that's how I got Nicholas back, because he left my son with his wife at the time. They're no longer together. And I was like, no other woman should be raising my child. If he's sitting in jail, he needs to come home. And for years I've been praying that I got my son back, because he had no business having him. And the reason why the judge gave him to his father is because, number one, they had big money. And I was a single mother and was working dead-end jobs at the time when Nick was 2. And the judge was pretty racist. And I mean, if anybody wants to go listen to the whole, court hearing, he couldn't find me unfit. It didn't matter what they tried to pull. The judge said, this woman is not an unfit mother. But his wording was, Nicholas is going to feel out of place because his siblings are another color. That's what that judge said. And that to me was a fucking racist ass remark that a 70-some-year-old judge would say. And it's all there. It's all on recording. It was taped and everything. So anybody that wants to dig can fucking dig and listen to it for themselves. I had lawyers for years. Big lawyers. Big money. I was putting all my money to Nicholas and lawyers, and me and my kids, the 2 that I had, were suffering. We went without, just so I could pay lawyers to fight them, because they took it to Virginia. Then I got all this visitation. I got half the Christmas, I got half the summer, I got half the spring. Thanksgiving, it was the even years. So in 2010, I would have Nick. 2011, Dad had Nick. 2012, I had Nick. This was flip-flop every other year for Thanksgiving. They didn't like it. I can remember I lost my car, and because somebody broke the key off in the ignition, because I used to let people use my car like a dummy. But I was young. I had a car, and some people didn't, and they needed to do something. Well, they broke the key off in my ignition. I had to pull the ignition out and use a screwdriver to start my car up. That's how I lost it, because the screwdriver sparked something, and then my car wouldn't start. So I was living in Laurel at the time. I would get on a bus to go to the train station, and it's called a Metro out here. And I would get on there, take that train all the way to Northern Virginia with 2 small children to pick up Nicholas, bring him all the way back. I had to do that Friday and Sunday, every other weekend. The judge said, there's no reason why this single mother with 3 kids should be hauling these kids on buses and Metro to get Nicholas, and you guys are responsible for the transportation to and from. They didn't like it, and they caused me a whole lot of problems. It was messy. It's one thing I haven't let go yet in my work of shadow work. I haven't let go of a lot of the shit that took place with Nicholas and his grandmother and the father. And it's something that I'm trying to work on, but it's a very deep-seated issue that I still hold on to. God doesn't miss. God had this plan. This was written in Nicholas's books before he was ever born. And the way I'm dealing with it is because when I was deep in grief, I was screaming at night, wanting to be with my son, wanting to crawl up underneath a rock. I miss him so much. I cry about him every fucking day, still today, almost 4 years later. But knowing that My son is with me, and I know he is with me. Can't nobody tell me he's not. He is in a different form. He's in an energy form instead of a human form. And I'm telling you that I know for certain it's him, and you cannot argue with me and tell me it's not. My beliefs is what keeps me alive. There's things I will say to Nicholas, and it will be done within 5 minutes if somebody's calling me and saying, hey, this is happening and blah, blah, blah. And I'm laughing because I just told Nicholas to do it. So I know that it's real. um, we keep them alive. Like Leah, my granddaughter, she'll be riding with me somewhere. She'll look up, and her mouth, I just see her mouth, and I'm like, oh my God, Nick. My granddaughter, just because she's light, she's tan, she still has features of Nick. And I'm like, God, you look just like your Uncle Nick. And I'll look at her and tell her, you just look like Uncle Nick. And she'll say, my Uncle Nick, my angel Uncle Nick. And I'm like, yep. And I mean, we keep him alive, period. So I just want everybody to know this book is going to be the best book I wrote. It's like I'm sitting here laughing at myself with the things I'm saying, and it's funny as hell because I'm
really
making
proud
it
of you right now. This is like the longest I've stayed silent, but like, God, Dee, I'm so proud of you for coming up here.
And I'm still
I'm so
not
proud
coming
of
back to fight with nobody because you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. I mean, come on, you see the photo that I have. I don't know what I'm signing on to here. Like, I don't know what email is this, but um, the photo I have on everything is when I was in Texas with my oldest son, and we were it's kind of like a Hooters, but it's not Hooters. It's called something else. And this is at the when I started losing weight, and my son hadn't seen me for a couple months because I was on the road. And when I walked in, my son said, "Oh my God, Mom!" And I was like, "What?" He said, "You're getting skinny as hell." And I started laughing. I said, "Really?" Because I can't see it yet. I still can't see it yet. And he's like, "Yeah." And anybody that hasn't seen me for a minute and they see me, they're like, "Damn, you're getting skinny." And I'm like, really? Because I still see fat girl. Now, people didn't understand that I had a health issue that I didn't even know with my thyroid,
right.
and that's what was causing me to gain so much weight. And the good thing is when I started putting towards my self-care and wanting to get the weight off, I want the energy. I want to be running after my granddaughter. Being
You look
heavy was
great.
killing me. Like, and it's like, um, if I had not walked that weight off of me with the shots that I'm doing, well, was doing, because I've been cut off of them for a minute. Um, I don't think they would have ever found that mass on my fucking thyroid.
That is true. I have a question real quick because I can already see. Wait, Rumple. Okay. She said, "Hey folks, weren't sure you guys could see me. No offense, who's talking about Dee? I haven't heard her mentioned from years." Because now the reason I'm addressing this is because I'm sure that Jules or somebody will go live tonight and say that I had Dee up here to start all this. Dee, if I was not up here today prior to us talking, were people coming to you, or had you heard some ramblings being said about you? Did I
Yes.
call you and say, "Hey girl, the
No,
beast"?
it's not you. No, it's not you. It's multiple people who are friends with me that are still in the community. Um,
Thank
they've been
you.
telling me for months that I'm being thrown up. It doesn't matter if they're fighting amongst each other. They bring up me and my son, how they didn't
Yep.
um they didn't have my back with my son, blah blah. What does me and my son got to do with their fights? Like that's my question. What has me and my son got to do with any of their fights? because the ones that were supposed to be my friend didn't even have my fucking back. Okay? So none of them had my back, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. None of them had my back. And they don't got
Well,
no
because
right to stand up
yeah,
and
that's what
say,
she
you
likes to
didn't.
do. Is she like,
Yeah.
yeah, she likes to make it out that I bring people up here to set people
No.
up. Like I had the shadows up here, and when Frank was up here, and Jules said that I set Ghost of Shadows up. No, the fuck I didn't, Jules. You're just doing damage control because you don't like D. You said the worst about D. So shut up, Jules.
Yeah, I heard Jules, you know, when I didn't fit her narrative anymore, because when
Yeah.
we apologized to each other, she let me back in her chats and shit, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden, couldn't nobody see me typing in there because she had blocked me. So I was like, fuck it, I don't give a goddamn. I'll just move on and do my thing. I don't need to be in her room. I don't need to be in anybody's motherfucking room. And that's when I pulled out and left everybody. Fuck all y'all. That's what I was saying.
Well, see,
And
that's what is when somebody's up there, because remember we talked about this. We said that she was going to try scurrying this shit because Jules, the part of table talk that I was involved with, is still what you're doing now, which is going after me. Get it,
yeah,
D?
like,
She's trying to take all that shit to no, Jules, because you know what? When we did table talk, we were educating people about the dude. D, she, see, D, I told you.
yeah. Oh, what? Educating about
And, yeah,
the
because
ex.
well,
Well, the
yeah,
boyfriend, because I don't believe he's an ex. I believe that he is with her at this point.
yeah, I think they
Uh,
still cool. But don't say
I
nothing else
think
because
that.
you know now.
I mean, that's my thoughts. I think that they're still together. Sorry, but that's my thoughts. He's out of jail, and I mean, come on.
No, but that's why
I
she did all that shit. Yes, Jules, and that's
I
all we did.
don't care. They can talk about me all damn day long. I'm not in this shit. Jen is not calling me and telling me anything. It's
Nope.
somebody that's very close to me that sees everything that goes on that calls me, and it's not Sly. It's not Sly, but it is somebody that I'm very close to that people do not realize that we are close.
Because first off, ain't nobody gonna tell Jules at the end of the day, whether it's Maria, whether it's the cable man or anything. Jules is going to do whatever she wants to do. But unfortunately, if you come close to anything that Jules might be doing, either one, she's going to go live and cover me, which she is, or number two, she's deflecting because she knows that there's a little bit of truth to what we're up here saying. And that's
I
why
mean,
she's like,
I thought when you talk to somebody and you apologize, because I apologized to Jules on Sophie's panel,
oh, I
and
didn't
I
even
can't
know that.
remember. Yeah, I cannot remember who they were fighting against because everybody was there. I
Mhm.
was modding for Sophie at the time,
Right.
and Siwa was in there. Jules was in there. Jules was talking to me. Sly was in there, and I got up on a panel and I apologized to Jules for making her feel like I was coming to cause any harm by putting a note on her door and all the things that I did that, you know, everything that she did, my reaction to her actions. You know, I
Thank you.
apologize for that. So
Sophie too.
then she
Don't talk to her.
apologized to me. Like, she apologized to me for the things that she did. So I'm thinking, okay, we squashed that shit. We apologized for what we did. Now we can move the fuck on and grow from it. No. And everybody kept saying, oh, wait till Jules flips it on D and D's going to be attacking Jules again. Well, it was flipped on me, and I still haven't attacked Jules, and I still ain't going to attack Jules. Jules can feel however the fuck she wants to feel. If she wants to hold on to something that she accepted my apology for, and I accepted her apology for, then let her hold on to it. It's none of my business anymore.
Exactly.
Just leave my son alone. Leave my son out of y'all's bullshit. My son is happy in his new energy. He's doing things that he was meant to do in his new energy form. Leave him
Yep.
alone. Leave him alone. I actually, where I'm staying at, this girl that I'm friends with, her boyfriend
Mhm.
just drew a photo of Nicholas and it looks just like him. because guess what? He was seeing Nicholas, and they asked me, "Do you have a
Right.
son that is no longer here?" And I said, "Yes, I do." "Why, are y'all seeing him?" "Yeah." And she drew him, and he drew him, and he looks just like the damn picture.
Well, is Lindsay still in here? Because I wanted her to come up if she wanted to. It would be a shame if she actually, I would like for her to not worry about what a Maria or Jules is going to think. And I would like to have a talk with her myself real quick. So, wait a minute. Lindsay said you're ringing my bell. Jules, who else says you're ringing my bell? God, she cannot let any of us have a decent panel. Anyway, Lindsay, if
So
you're
what?
listening,
So when I'm over here trying to find out what news going on for the book, I'm like shaking my head and scratching my head. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the hell is
right?
going on with George? George, what is it? Did his husband pass away or father pass away, and they were passing around obituaries or something? Like, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Well, here's the thing. When George started the channel about Jules, because Jules wouldn't leave him the fuck alone, it's very odd that people that support, when George first started the channel, it was about Jules. Now that George now Maria's camping them, now they don't like fucking George. Because in the very beginning, they posted something on Reddit. Brooke was in there when it was all against Jules and stuff. Brooke was in there. All of us were in there having a freaking good time. And now George is being targeted. And ever since then, now Maria doesn't like George. Do you see what the hell happens?
I just don't understand. If y'all hate each other so much, why do you guys still form alliances with each other to fight one person? That shit just never makes
Okay,
any.
well,
Hey, when I said fuck all of you, I meant fuck all of you, and I'm not back in their fucking camps. None of
oh yeah,
them.
George. We don't want to talk. George, do you want to come up? But we don't. I don't know legally where he is with a lot of this stuff. All I can say is he's definitely his room that he did. We were all getting along and everything, and now Maria and them are over there. It's targeted. It's definitely targeted.
Well, like I was telling Sly today, I said when George came in, he had no idea what had taken place prior to where he stepped in. So he's looking at me and Sly like we're the villains, right? So I said when I was
Mhm.
looking at one of his videos, he's got two videos on his channel. And the first one I was looking at. And then I was looking at
Mhm.
everything he was posting, and I was like, that's familiar.
Mhm. D, you're starting to go out. He said, "Drop the link." Drop the link. Can you hear me, D? Are you there, D? Okay, D is not here. George, would you like to come up, my dear? Oh, here I am slurping on my drink. Sorry. Babe. We got D back up here and we have George.
Hey D, hey
George,
Jen.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm
How are you?
Good, good. I
I'll
missed a
listen to you.
lot. So what are you guys talking about today?
I'm just muting out. You guys can talk about whatever. George, I know that you're in some kind of legal whatever. You talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just nothing bad up here. But yeah, D was wondered a few things. So I'm going to go ahead and mute and you guys talk. Is that
Oh,
cool, George?
gotcha. Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Yes,
D. Did you hear D? I have to say this. You came up, George, and D is like, yeah, you know what? F you, mother effer. F you. Hi, George. How are you? Did you hear that?
I didn't know. I missed that part.
Yeah. D,
no, I was saying when you came into it, um, you didn't know what had taken place prior, and so you were looking at me and Sly as the villains. And when I was going through your stuff, I was like, this shit sounds familiar. Like now you're being targeted by everybody, and it takes a whole group to go after one person. I've never understood that.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely for sure. And like my thing is like I never really had a issue with Maria, but I mean I guess her and Jules had formed their alliance. Maria's really mad at me because I'm not siding with her on the Jen situation. Like, I feel like she's really attacking Jen for absolutely no reason. And so is Jules. I mean, when they can't control you, then they want to tear you down. And then it
Yep.
becomes a thing of like the subs can't go here, they can't go there, but it's okay when they like that person. So when Jules and Jen were fine, it was okay for the Beehive to go into Jen's chat. But the second when they seen Habanero and Jeff was in there with wrenches, that's when everything turned. And me, I don't get down like that.
Yeah, me either. I can't stand when somebody tries to control me or threaten me that they're going to do something if I don't do this. And go ahead. I put it all out there my damn self, like with my criminal record. They kept holding that over my head. I posted all that shit on IG. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's everything that I've been in trouble for. And that was damn near 16 years ago. And what?
Yeah. But you know the funny thing about me is like I don't have a record. I don't have none of that. You know what I mean? So they can't really get any information and expose me for what they want to expose me for. So now they're going after my family. Like you're putting my brother's information online. And like I said before,
Mhm.
like if you think that he's this criminal that you think, why are you fucking with that one?
Right.
Like move the
Right.
fuck on and pick another family member. You know what I mean? Because that one is he's not afraid of jail. He's not afraid to
Nope.
pop somebody. You know what I mean? Like I'm not threatening nobody. I'm just telling you the facts. Like you know
Right.
what I mean? So they can do what they want with that. I don't, and like I said, when I started my channel, I don't pick sides. I don't take sides. Whatever people's issues are with, that's their issues. Don't put me in the middle of it. And that's what they
Mhm.
wanted to do. And like my issue with Sly is Sly called me a pedophile, and I never forgot that.
A
So
P.
that's oh,
It's
a
okay,
P.
George. We just trying to. Yep.
And that was my issue with Sly. That was my only issue. Sorry about that, Jen.
No, it's fine.
Um,
George, I
but
would just
yeah.
like to thank you myself because honestly, and there's just like the reason because I knew when I said all those racial comments and stuff like that, I knew that that big time was what had offended you, and I just knew when I apologized about it, we had never had a problem with that again, and I had just realized some shit that I had said, and I want to thank you for that, but also is
Yeah.
because I knew when you started that. I don't care if people hear me cry because that's just how I feel. I know that when you started your channel, I knew that there were going to be people in there that were going to turn. I fucking knew it just because of shit with Maria, what she had been doing to me. And you, I really appreciate you for understanding. And like, I never would have thought anybody out of the whole damn hive that I would have cared about the most out of there would have been you. And when I say that you have helped with my mental health, you've given me hope and stuff like that again. You really have, George. You could have bailed on me like everybody else in the community. You could have bailed and said, you know what, fuck you, but you didn't.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just want to thank you for that because believe you me, I know how it is. And especially being in Ohio, how these laws are, I don't think that they fucking understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ohio maybe is not a lenient state. They may not do things as much as you want, but when you excess, with the calling and all that bullshit, Ohio is not going to play around. And I keep telling people, man, just leave him the fuck alone. And George, I just worry about you just because just the targeted hate shit, man. I don't like that.
And
Well, I think
it does mess with your mental health, regardless of what they try to say. It does.
Yeah. People
Mhm,
that
it
I thought were
does.
going to
People,
support George and I through this whole thing, especially George, I have just seen them like completely like turn over to the other side. And it's like, but I thought in the very beginning of this, we were all supposed to be supporting each other. And it's just like, George, do you notice what I'm saying?
I get
Like
a
how
hundred
the how
percent. Yeah.
the temperatures kind of changed a little bit.
Uh-huh. Well, one thing is you always got to remember who you are at the end of the day. Like I am not what they're making me out to be online. And the sad
Right.
part is what hurts the most is there are people who you really thought were genuine friends with you are
hmm
really believing the BS that they're saying. But what
Yep.
goes on in the dark will always come to the light.
yep.
Yep.
I know.
Hey, like everything that's still being done that I got blamed for, like the pizzas, the prank calls, all that shit, it's still being done, and I'm nowhere to be found.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying? So
yeah.
Who
But
is the
well,
culprit of doing all this shit? I'd like to
well,
know
they're
for
the ones doing
myself.
it now. They're the
Right.
ones doing it now. Everything that they said that they hate about other people, they have now turned into themselves. You know what I mean?
I
And
think they've
always
been doing it
remember,
all along.
yeah, always remember when you have a group of people who have to form together to take down one person, you have to be doing something right here. There's no reason why they're trying to shut me up for telling lies. They're trying to shut me up because I'm telling the
They're
truth.
telling the
I know.
truth.
Yeah.
Same with me and Sly and Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
I
They.
Dude,
like
I
when I
came to
tell
Georgia. I
you.
told him, yes, this little mass
Mm-hmm.
calling shit. I went to Georgia about it because this shit started literally a year ago. And now the two culprits of it that I knew were friends the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
They were friends the whole way through. This didn't just fucking happen. All those calls that came in for me, they were on both ends of those bitches. And the
Mm-hmm.
more that you act scared, they will feed off of it. And it was just so weird.
And then the
Right after I
FOIAs
fell
being
out with schools, I get a pizza delivered. Why?
And then the FOIAs that get pulled. Now, if somebody in their personal life calls the police, the ambulance, or something for their personal life, they're pulling all that and they're playing it. That makes people not even want to call the police to get help. That makes people not
That
want
is
to
what
call the
Clint said.
ambulance to get
Yep.
help. That is
Mm-hmm.
fucking
Yes.
nuts.
Clint
Yeah.
even said that. He goes, Jen, and this is what's sad is because Clint was pretty much, backs me up and whatever about shit for the most part. He ain't talking to somebody, but he said a few days ago, he goes, Jen, what if something happens, like, and we have to make a phone call, like that shit with Deadly? And I was just like, it makes you not want to make a phone call, whether it's like for your safety or to report something, because these assholes are going to pull it.
Yeah.
Why should
But
we have to live like that? And Jules projects things out because, like today, she's been sending people in, and then somebody came in and said, "Oh, well, are you sure that I didn't hear Jules say anything?" It's the same fucking thing because you know why? Is when you mentioned something, I said there's only one other person that Jules cares about other than herself. And then the minute we said that and alluded that possibly she may be in her visible man, shit goes. Correct,
uh-huh,
George?
uh-huh. Yep.
Say I'm in
And
Ohio. I play poker. I will drop all the breadcrumbs and the everything. I will lie. I will do anything I have to do because these motherfuckers listen to everything.
yeah.
I was
And
in
didn't
that
I
high too, just like George was. I know
and
how it
didn't
goes.
I literally told them, did I not say when you guys are pulling these FOIAs and you're doing it with
Mm-hmm.
intentions to get people's information, that becomes
Yep.
harassment. It's not illegal to
Yep.
pull FOIAs, but it is illegal to harass people.
What you do
And
with
they
it.
thought
Yep.
all that shit was funny. They thought I was lying. I'm not lying.
No, he
You see
wasn't.
how fast
Nope.
that you see how fast the prosecutor picked their face, dropped their jaw on all that. I literally had to
Mm-hmm.
play that recording of the prosecutor so that they would stop putting my brother's information out there. That was the only
Yep.
reason why I played that. But they thought I was lying before. Notice I didn't get a pizza after that.
I even
Oh,
like
well, so
when
and Debbie,
Jules
you said it was you.
when Jules was pulling the FOIAs on my personal life and playing them for people, like putting it all over on Reddit under what was that
Well,
oven something,
wait a
oven
minute. Wait a
something.
minute. She was pulling boys for you,
Yeah, she was.
George. Why do people allow that?
Well,
And
she has no life.
Florida said if she plays the FOIAs online, it is a crime to do that. That the FOIAs are not to be used as that.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
wait,
Yep.
harassment.
why are people doing that? What if they're,
And that's
what?
when and that's when Pierre was putting his hands on me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm. But
and that was
remember,
in Florida.
but she sits there and she says like she doesn't have these type of DVs and problems. But remember when she said her and Glenwood used to fight, she would hide the knives and all that. Well, why were you doing all that if these weren't like deep fights and arguments? You know what I mean? You knew he
Right.
was crazy. You knew your mouth was slick, and you knew he would do something to you.
And
So
I
is that
don't
why
knock
she's so doing
anybody.
all that shit with Clint and stuff like that? Because he reached out to somebody in this little heat of passion and lied about some shit. So that's why she's getting all these people to make it out about X, Y, and Z with Clint and I. And I have no doubt in my mind, any fucking call that I've ever made in my life, if a cop's involved, she's probably pulled that shit, hasn't she?
Of course, of
Yeah,
How
course.
all
fucking
your
cool is
FOIAs have
that?
been pulled and played.
But
Yes.
remember
Wow,
when I
that puts a
called the
different
But I don't
perspective
know
on things.
who. I don't know who pulled them. They just.
yeah.
I don't give a shit who's pulled mine, especially the
Ju-
ones when I first got out. I don't
I
give
mean,
a shit. It's just
and
wow.
and somebody, if a woman is going through domestic violence, I've been through it, and it's a behavior that you've learned through the years. And like I tell my kids, you guys seen me all my life deal with domestic violence. You guys know that it's not a way
Wow.
to live. So you guys need to break the cycle. And I'm constantly on them, break the cycle. Don't allow somebody to treat you like this. Don't allow, because you're better than
Absolutely.
that. You know.
Yeah,
Hey,
wow. So
and
anytime
me
I've ever
working.
called the police, she has pulled the FOIAs even from here. So any place I've ever lived where I've called the police, that woman or them have had the right to pull my fucking FOIAs. Are you kidding me? Is that
Yes,
true?
yes, yes.
And Jen,
Wow. Now I
Jen,
understand why it's oh ho, ho,
and
ho.
Jen, listen to me very carefully. You have the best case of stalking and harassment against her. You just need to
Wow.
learn how to word things and how to say
Yeah,
things.
right.
Um, like documentation is everything. So if she's doing things like she doesn't want you to call the police because she's going to pull the FOIAs. So she's already putting fear in people's mind. If you call the police on her, she's going to get the FOIAs. She's going to harass you. So then you end your documentation. No, fuck that. Keep documenting. Every time they keep putting those memes up with a knife or something like that about me, I'm calling the police. I'm making reports of that, and that was per the police department and the
Wow.
prosecutor's office. So it's
Well, no, I'm just
documentation.
talking about whatever I've called since I've been here. And I know that. And there's one person, wow, I don't take back any calls that I've ever made, never in my life, actually, at all. But, well, yeah, I
Hmm.
do, but there's nothing on them. So wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very telling. I didn't even think she would do something like that. So even when I've lived here,
Yeah. I mean, you heard her
that
say,
really,
remember, you heard her say she got your address because you updated on the clerk of court's website. What gives her the right or any permission to even go look and see that you changed your address? She wasn't doing it to pick you up for Bible studies. She was
wait
doing
a
it.
minute. So even if I had it, wait a minute. I'm thinking about all the calls that have ever been made here for the past 2 years. And wow.
Yeah,
I
they
can't
have all
confess that
that.
right now, but now it's making a lot of sense.
Hmm. And
Wow.
remember what I said.
There's a
She's
lot of
not the
talking going
one.
on.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's not the one pulling, and I'm going to let y'all know something else here in a second. She's not the one pulling these FOIAs. She's having the other ones in the hive doing it. So it looks as if like she's not doing it. Her hands are clean, but they're doing it
We'll
for
know
her.
who it goes back to.
And remember those 104 websites I was telling you about?
Mm.
Well, she talks so much. I always say it. When she talks, she's
All right,
telling on
come here.
herself. When
I'm
she was
actually very
saying
bothered
Jim
right now.
when she was saying Jim Terry is a private investigator, I got my own private investigator. That's how I know those calls or those websites, most of that was being done in Indianapolis. And I was pointing the finger at JFed.
Why would they? So she was only just being nice with me because I remember when I got out, I was talking a few times that I had called oh my God, I was talking to So oh my God, how fucking stupid am I?
And Jen, listen, pay very close attention. That paging JY accounts, that's Jules. That Fisherman, that's Jules. That's Bee's Knees is Jules. And if anybody is paying attention, like I'm telling y'all, the stuff that she's posting now on Reddit is shit that I posted years ago. Clearly she's keeping a file on me. And
George, they were friends way sooner.
mhm.
Because when I
Well,
got out, I remember I was talking to Paul. I had somebody up at a gas station. Those two women were friends the whole fucking time, George. because I
Yeah.
know every call I ever made and who told me to make calls, and I know the nature of some of the calls. And you guys are sick, bro.
So listen, if she was
That's
keeping
why
a
George is
file on me,
saying shit.
if she was keeping a file on me, she's keeping a file on everyone. Don't
Mm-hmm.
So
think if you're
people
in
that
that
I've been
hive, she
friends with
doesn't
this
have a
whole way
file on you.
through and that I still talk to, you guys are not even my friends.
And Jen, excuse me, the second you and her fell out, noticed all the shit that just started getting thrown out there about you. She was keeping a file on you. She even said something like
Who
that
in the fuck pulls all
5150
your
call.
FOIAs though? That stuff is personal stuff.
Yeah, even that 5150 call, that's ridiculous that she posted that and Jen recorded. That is
There was a follow-up
harassment.
call. I was told to, oh, you seedy.
But
And I was on the phone, friends with somebody that oh my God.
but look how she took that call and used it to harass you with. You know what I mean?
I was on the calls in my head, not in my head, the calls that I've made since I've been out. When I was out, I was not like, okay, oh my God. It's both of
Uh,
those women and people they were fucking friends. Oh my God. You women are sick as fuck.
mhm. Yeah, Miss
Mass
Nikki.
What
calling,
do
all that. They were friends the
Jen?
whole fucking way through.
Jen,
No,
how do you
both
think
of those
I
women were friends.
Jen, how do you think I felt when she was pulling all my personal stuff inside my personal life that I don't put on YouTube and the reading of things that had nothing to do with anybody on this motherfucking app? Um,
Hmm.
the
Dude, when I
fucking
got out, people
going
I
and
thought I was
saying that
friends with.
the, the going and saying that I bought my son's OnlyFans to
Yeah,
get
that's
It's not,
that's disgusting. Like that's
yeah,
incestuous.
yeah.
it's
And
not
And you
just Jules, though. It is not just Jules. The other,
it's the
no.
group of them. It's those high.
Wow.
I always said there's levels to that hive. It's the
mm,
higher tier ones like the J Fids, Miss Mickey, Amy Lou, those ones.
It's not
And
just
Guard.
the hive, though, George. When these calls were done and stuff, I was friends with two women from two different sides of the community.
Oh yeah, I know. But
And
they're
when I
keeping
first got
files
out, I
on
still was
folks.
kind of manic as shit, but I'm thinking about these phone calls, and now I understand why those two women are making well, first off, it was from years ago, nothing like whatever, but now I understand. And some two
Mm-hmm.
women I was really good fucking friends with. I told my whole life to. I
Mm-hmm.
busted my ass for the past 2 years, George.
Yeah. But I mean, how do you think I feel to know like those 104 websites that they was looking up my information on? Like they just didn't know that I had already paid that company. You know what I mean? They looked into my neighbors, ancestry.com, high school
Wow.
classmates. And like she can't say that that's not her because you heard her say, "Oh, I know what high school you went to." Then all
Oh,
of a
well, she
sudden
knew
that
about
bees
me
knees
being in cross
account.
country. George, how would she
Yeah.
have known that I was in cross country as a ninth grader?
Yeah. And
How would
Jen,
she have known that?
when she's saying you have a boner, that is harassment. It
I
is
just remember one time I had a panic attack, a really bad panic attack. I had a friend on the phone with me. I called, so they probably have that call where I'm having a panic attack, telling them about how I was being bullied online. They know
uh-huh.
every call I've ever made. That is not
Uh-huh.
okay, George.
Yeah, they're sick. They're twisted.
Oh, one time I
But
got mad at Clint and I called Jules. Jules, oh my God, I cannot. I cannot.
I'm gonna tell you a
People I
secret.
thought were my friends
If I
to this
need
day.
something, listen. If I need something from local law enforcement, I have somebody else call it in for me. I will
That
not
is
make a
not the way
call.
to live.
Hey, I won't make a call. Nope,
yeah.
you
They
won't be
tried to get
pulling up
people
FOIAs no more
fired.
on me.
No, they
But
tried
you
to
see
get
when
people
when the
fired, both of those women, for their own whatever. And you
yeah.
had dudes making mass calls and stuff. So you guys were all friends the whole time.
Uh-huh. But remember when I
And you
called the
guys are
police
taking
on her
notes
a
and
couple
phone
weeks
calls for
ago?
2 years ago.
She told the officer she wasn't going to step outside because she didn't want people to pull the FOIA. So she's worried that people are going to do to her what she's doing to everybody else. No. Mm-mm.
And when I was out here fighting with people, I wasn't digging their fucking personal background. I'm fighting with you for you. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck what's in your fucking personal life.
Because that's that
No,
street
I know
fighting. That's
exactly
how
what
we
you're
were
like.
raised to fight.
Right.
We wasn't pulling up your grandma's information and going to the playground like, bitch, that's why your grandma lived at this, da, 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 and she had a bankruptcy in 1974. Like, no, who gives a fuck?
Right.
It was the same targeted. See, George, when I was messaging you in the background about that one person, now I understand. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all straight up because I can talk about it now. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so when I first got out, I was talking to a stink whatever, and he was like, I made a few phone calls and stuff like that against some people that he didn't like. Well, you got to keep in mind when I first got out, I wasn't on no fucking medication, no nothing. I'm sitting here thinking, and then I remember I had a panic attack one time, so I made a call and I was, telling I'm going to pull my voice because now it makes perfect sense. I've been spinning this narrative to make it out like because they've been listening to my George. Why do people do this?
Because they have no lives.
I'm in
Like I
so
said the
much
other
better of a
day.
place that I'm in right now, but I am so fucking hurt that people
Yeah,
that I
Jules.
thought were my friends were only friends with me to report back to other people. What
Yeah.
a fucking idiot I am, George.
Just like I had told you that Jendi had messaged me one day and was like, "Hey, what are you going to school for?" And da 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 da. Like I already knew what their game was. I'm not dumb. Like I even think that I had told Habanero that too. Like, yeah, she's messaging me. She's trying to get some information. She's the one who was sending me Clark's thing about his record. That was her. So if you're sending me that about Clark, I knew you would have been sending something out about me.
Wow.
And then they think I'm dumb and I'm a liar to sit there and like hide my identity. No, I always said I don't give a fuck who. When you find out who I am, I don't give a fuck. I don't have no record or nothing like that.
And no wonder they always would say stuff because of shit that happened with me and Clint in the past, just to get me. Oh my God, what a fucking idiot I am.
Well, her
They,
way. I
when
mean,
your mind is clear and you can sit back and think a lot of shit and writing that book, I'm like, God damn, all this shit I went through and I'm still standing. It's crazy.
mhm. And my thing is though, I never done any of that when I was in the hive, and I still don't. I don't go offline looking up their information. I could care less what they got going on.
wow. And I was so scared of these two women. I swear to God, I'm not scared of them anymore because it's just fucking sick. But I do know what this is about. It makes a lot because I was from any call I ever made to the cops. They have pulled it and they have listened to it and they have played it to their narrative to the point where it was affecting Clint and I because Clint had spoken to somebody. And when you know how Clint is, when he gets in his fucking fifi, oh, Jen did this, Jen did that. And they still kept going with this narrative. And now that you guys explain this, and I'm thinking about all the calls in the past 2 years that I've made with, progressing through. Wow. Those
But
two women were friends way longer.
Jen, you gotta realize they're trying to get you and Clint to take their bait. They're saying that so it causes drama between you two. They want you two fighting. They want you and Clint to break up. So then they're gonna feel like, okay, you're
No,
gonna be homeless. You're not gonna have nothing. You just don't have
no.
to take their bait. Like, look at all that shit. Amsy was running her mouth about me last night, right? So I dropped
Oh, she actually did go live? Huh.
she was talking
Yeah.
all this shit about me for no reason. I haven't said anything about Amsy in God knows how long. So then when I released the DM that she had said how she was apologizing and she agreed with me about my content on Jules and blah blah blah. Then she got scared and started stuttering. Well, what are you stuttering for? Because literally a couple weeks ago, heard that DM that she sent me when I went to go file that TPO, I showed the judge that. And that was the deciding factor for the judge to issue that TPO on her. So thank you, Amsy.
I
Jesus
honestly think that
Christ.
AMC,
I am
if you were
so
ever
lost with
friends,
this shit.
well, Oh,
I'll
no,
give
no,
you
no.
an
They're not
update.
going to put me back where I was before. No. Mm-mm.
I'll go live in
But do you
about
remember
7 o'clock, and
Lindsay,
I'll give
George,
you an update.
oh,
Who, me?
George, but do you remember
Yeah, I'll
when
set you
Angela
Yeah,
up
had
with
to
it.
go live?
hey, listen, I'm so lost in all this shit. I've been gone away almost 2 years. Like, I haven't been doing shit, you know? And I'm like, look at, I never thought I would say this. I love what Ann is doing with her YouTube. And I'm like, damn,
Anna's
I just
amazing.
finding out her and Dreamsicle are together. And I went into Dreamsicles. I wish them nothing but love and success and peace. And
Oh,
I just think they sound happy when they're talking, and I'm like, damn,
yeah.
I'm happy for them, and for people to
Right.
keep fucking saying shit about them. It's not nobody's business if they want to be together. Let them
Hmm.
be.
It's like everybody has laid their swords down. The only ones who are still fighting are Jules and Maria and their team, and that's because they want to keep fighting. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you look at it, Jules is the common denominator of all of the hate and fighting. Like, it's her.
Mm,
But she needs it to keep her grift going. You know what I mean? She
right.
needs it for the money. But that grift and that money is going to get her locked up because I'm telling you, I'm so close to calling down at that courthouse and letting them know she's violated this TPO God knows how many times. And she knew that there
Mhm.
was a TPO in place and she failed to show up to her court date on the 1st of May. And that you can go to jail for that in Ohio.
Mm.
Boy, do I know that.
Yeah.
I only had
Oh,
about
if you don't
500.
show up for the TPO.
If you willingly know you have it and you don't show up, and she willingly knew, she said, well, I knew there
Yeah.
was a case number and blah, 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 but I'm being told that if anybody can what did she say, anybody can go down there, it's just a matter of if they want to pick up the case or not, and there's no judge assigned. Now, who on God's green earth would have told her that?
Nobody
Mm.
would have told her. Let me ask you this.
Maria.
Well, I think Maria needs to worry about her own hearings. That's when shit hit the fan with me, is when I tried to file on her and she would not stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
Mm-hmm.
didn't end up filing, and then she still freaking did the mass call shit. See, if they don't agree with you or don't agree with whatever fits, like mass calling, it is not okay. It looks bad on the people that are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
In
And
Ohio, they don't
and
play around. They had a big ass meeting because of you idiots.
and she directed everyone to call that courthouse and talk to the prosecutor. Well,
Oh,
guess
it was.
what? Well, guess what? That falls under harassment. Like, look up the
Hello, you don't
laws.
think I don't know how that is? That shit was done to me literally a fucking year ago by both ends of people on their ends. Yes, if you
Well,
don't, if you don't, if they don't do what, oh, if it doesn't fit their narrative, they'll go above and beyond and go to that person's person above them. That's how sick they are. And it was both women.
Uh-huh.
I know every person that called, and they were on both women's side.
Hmm.
and the
Dixie.
crazy thing is when I started doing the ROs, right? The laws were not really adhering to the cyberbullying laws. Like, and now that everybody is kicking in gear and filing all these lawsuits and shit, I feel like the cyberbullying laws are gonna start sticking, you know.
Hmm.
And then it'll be a good thing because then that'll turn around all the shit that's going on these
Hmm.
YouTube streets,
Hmm.
you know.
Well,
YouTube was meant to make content, real content,
yeah.
not this
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. But also, with all these people coming up unalived because of social media and YouTube, they are taking it more serious. Like, this was at a records number.
Hmm.
And it's stupid. Like, Imagine how embarrassing it is being freaked the fuck out that a fucking cartoon bee has looked you up on a 104 website and is passing around your dad's obituary. Like, you know what I mean? And you got to call the police and tell them that shit. Like, I was
George, do you
freaked
know how weird that is to go to a
out.
fucking courthouse or to
Come
have to
on, it's
file
shit I had to tell them.
somebody
The police
fucking
looking
leave?
at me crazy, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know. And then everybody on the internet was laughing that I went and
Yeah.
did this shit. But guess what? Everybody's doing it now. It was so
Yeah.
funny when I did it, but now y'all are
Yeah.
realizing you have to follow suit because that's the only way you're going to
Uh-huh.
get any peace.
Yep. And you because you don't realize how violating it is until it's your turn.
Yep, yep.
Everybody's sitting over there who's like, "Oh, you going too far, getting the cops involved," and da 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 da. Da. No, I'm not. And when
Mm-mm.
you're giving somebody's information out to strangers online that they don't even know who are sitting behind avatars, what the fuck? The somebody who's very innocent could literally be walking up to your house and you flip out and freak out because you think, is that somebody she gave my information to? Are they coming to harm me? Like, you don't know.
Yeah, you gotta walk every time you walk out your door. You gotta watch your back. You know, all the shit that they were doing that made me flip. And what made
Mhm.
me flip was that night that Jules was up on panel with Maria and Ann, and told people that I bought my son's OnlyFans content and was passing it around to Siwa behind the scenes, and that was not even true. And I was that broke me right there,
Yeah.
and that's when I became the evil twin that I have deep inside of me, and that's when I was just going ham.
Hmm. Yeah.
I was like, first of all, that's incestuous, and I would never. I changed my son's diaper when he was old enough to wipe his own ass. I no longer messed around and did anything that pertained to my son's private area to keep him clean. He could do it on his own. So for that to be said as a grown man and his transgender partner on this website, that is completely fucking immoral, disgusting. That shit is what broke me. That there, I could handle everything else, but when that was done, and Brooke coming up there saying, "Oh my God, did she?" That shit that had put so much hate in my heart for all them motherfuckers. I
Yeah.
mean, it really did, and that's the honest truth.
And there's
But
no
now,
getting from it.
right, and you had all them people watching, and everybody believing that shit. Like,
That's gross.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I have to wrap this up myself. I actually had okay. So George, if you, I need to talk to you at some point in time. I feel like I owe you a lot of food. too. Clint is just loving you at this point. Wow. Yeah, I guess you do need to realize who your friends are and who they're not. I'm just sitting here and everything that you and D are saying, that makes everything is just coming together right now. Why shit's being said.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't let them like stress you out
Wow.
about it, but I would
No, I'm
definitely
not going to let him
document.
stress me out about it. Mm-mm.
Remember what I told you to do. Keep everything documented. If you need to create an extra IG page, don't tell nobody what it is, but
Oh,
upload those
fuck.
videos over there. You know what I mean? If you need to go into the prosecutor's office, you can just literally swipe up and let them see everything. You know what I mean?
I feel like a fucking laughing stock. I mean, if this was something that had happened fucking like way, back then, yeah. But like after the fact, and I've been putting in so much fucking hard work to everything.
Well, I
And for
mean,
them to
they
want
should
to
be
take
the
that from me.
ones. They should be the ones to feel like the laughing stock. I mean, when your kids are little, you don't teach your kids to do this kind of stuff. These are grown
mm-mm.
ass people who are 50 and in their 60s and 70s. Like,
Well, don't
they
you think if
have a good
Marie and
life.
Jules were not online, honestly, I'm not trying to say whatever, but don't you think if those two were not online, even if it was for like a week, do you not think things would be a little better? And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just
Of
saying if
course.
Maria and Jules, I mean, and that's what's so fucking sick about it.
You know what? Even okay, let them be online. That's fine.
We know
But
they will.
they need repercussions to their
Yeah, yeah.
madness. And
So they think it's okay to make mass calls and to stalk people, but then if you try to make a call just out of, I mean, why is it okay for them to do it, but we're not allowed to do it? And I know for a fact, I will bring up Chloe, George, I will bring up Chloe because my family was so fucking influenced in all this. And do not sit and tell me, George, there is somebody online that knows this shit. Jules can sit there, maybe physically she's not around them, but does Jules know? Yes, she does, George. She does.
She's well
And
aware of
it was,
everything, and she knows what she's
yes.
doing. I
And I
mean,
have the right to know where Chloe is. She is
of
my
course.
freaking dog. And the reason I wasn't doing anything is because the placement of her would have put me up against somebody that I love and care about very much. But believe you me, there is somebody in that hive that is talking to somebody that absolutely would fucking know. And I don't appreciate that. I have a right to have her back.
Well,
I have that right, George.
yeah, but
And it hurt.
you know, like I said, the joke is on them. Like
Yeah.
this is kid stuff that they're doing, and when more people come forward and start making these reports on them, they'll stop. They do it now because they feel empowered to, because
Right
they feel like
there.
there's no repercussion. But I've always said I'm not no punk bitch. You know what I mean? When you fuck with me
Right.
and you cross a line, you have crossed the line. And when you got beef with me, you got beef with me forever.
And ever, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought the three of us would be up here keeping, eh? So, Dee, real quick, do you want to tell George about the Chronicles thing? Because we did talk about that. So we can wrap this up soon. Do you want to tell George about the Chronicles of Flip whatever? Because I do think that, yeah, George, you want to tell him or no, Dee?
Oh, I'm writing the last book to this shit.
Oh, well,
Okay, but you
good.
said the Chronicles
Yeah.
of Flip whatever. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
it's table talk chronicles. I was saying, but see, he's in a legal battle, so he can't.
I can talk.
No, I'm saying you can't do. You know how we was doing with the table talk,
Yeah.
and
Give it a
that
few
was
weeks and I'm down for it.
Right,
that had everybody stirred. And
Yeah.
remember,
right.
they did the Thanksgiving summit for my son's 1 year death anniversary because we were doing that, and they went for like 6 days straight doing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, give it a few weeks. Jules and I have our court date on the
What
2nd
do you
at
want to tell
9
George about?
a.m. So let me get through that and then I'm down for it.
George Hunt's coming in. He's going to tell you hi. I want to take you out to eat. We want to take you out to eat, George.
Okay.
Did
We
you
can
need,
set for that.
we can, do you want to go for his hearing? I want to go for his hearing.
When is it?
When is your hearing, George?
It is June 2nd at 9 a.m. You guys can be witnesses if you want.
As long as it's
Yeah,
28 days
apparently
off.
all the times that I made calls or talked to the cops in the past like 2 years or anything, they were pulled. So all these people that I ever made a cop call about, even when that makes a lot of sense. And it's not going to get me down. In fact, anything, it's just going to keep making me work harder and harder and harder
Well,
to
you
not be
remember
like
that
that.
clip I sent you when she was like, I hate Jen. I fucking hate Jen. Jen is the catalyst of my shit. You remember
Yeah, I have
that?
that. Mm-hmm.
How hateful was that?
It's pretty nasty. In fact, I don't think that her or the other person realize how much their channel has been looked at. And the only reason why is if you don't try to make all these obscene phone calls and try to fit your narrative about something, then I wouldn't have to show your channel because you
Yeah.
guys are fucking weird.
Well, showing
And
her
yes, I
channel is
know
not
how.
illegal.
You know how many times I went to the police station over the years and I go, that bee, that bee, that bee. So for years, she had been documenting just the spiral.
Yeah, she's crazy. But people like
Real.
her, they're just really unhappy in their real life.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the bottom line. They're unhappy with their life, so they got to bring misery to others. Misery loves
hmm
company.
hmm But
You
anyways,
know
I'm
what?
gonna get off here. I'm gonna try to go live tonight at 7. So that'll be
Okay,
like
well, Marie's
two and a
going
half
live at
hours.
6.
Who is?
Marie. So do you
Oh,
want to
okay.
go?
Then I'll
Actually, you
probably.
know what? Marie's going live at 6. So why don't you go live like in 10 minutes? It's
I'll
been
go
almost
live
5
after
years.
Marie. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
go live
it's been
after
almost
her.
5 years. How many years has it been that Jules has been going after me? She said 8 months, but I tend to think maybe we're shy a few. 8 years. How many years has Jules been going after me?
Well, um,
Well, I know we had.
you and I were her kickoff on her channel.
Well, it was before my kid graduated because she had the stepmom in there. So it would be, yeah, it's been Jules, it's been a long time.
Nicholas has been passed for almost 4 years, so yeah, it's been about almost 4 years
All
that
right,
I
All
guys,
know
I
right,
of.
gotta
Crystal.
go. I'll see you guys later
All right.
tonight.
We'll
All
see you in a
right.
bit.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, George. Yeah, it's been wait, let me think. So before the cheesecake, I'm telling you what, Dee, I think she knows
As
me
I was
better
the
than some.
first one, I was the first one she was frying on her channel, and then you. And that
What
was
do you
right
think?
when Nick passed.
I mean, I hate to say it, but she's had so many she's went after pretty much everybody in the community. But why does it come back to me? If
Not
I'm
as bad
such
as
a,
me and you. Not as bad as me and you.
I,
She's gone after people, but me and you, she did the worst too.
you know what I think? I think with you, I think it's more, well, Jules, you're a racist and you're a complete transphobic. I mean, a lot of that. But I think she was with Glenwood when I met Clint, right? From Love After. Because here's the thing. Jules always loved those VH1 shows. And remember how she stalked Heather Gillespie and she knew Chi Chi and Sinister from that VH1 show with Daisy. And because she said, I know Daisy, I know Daisy. But here's the thing. When she went and did an interview with the guy from that show that was on there, his name was Chi Chi. When she went, I have the recording, somebody sent it to me. That guy from the show, she was even bringing me up. And whoever Chi Chi is, I will love you for life because he shut her down. She was even going to badmouth me. I think a lot of this has to do is because I would believe that she probably wanted to be on the show and Clint was on the show. She didn't even like the ex of Clint as much as she says whatever, but why? With me, I think a lot of it had to do, maybe she wanted to be on the show.
I don't know, but I know that apparently they were talking on there about me going on Love during lockup or whatever, Love after lockup. I was like, I don't know where they got that information from because what me and Clint were talking about, if I wanted people to know what I was doing, I would have said it. But Drewski is the one I'm trying to get on for my son so that, he could get his music out there. The hell with the other shit.
I mean, this is just so fucking sad because, yeah, I met Clint in November of 2019. Clint got down in February of 2020. And when did I meet Amber-ish? Right around. Terry Time was one of the few because I was on panel with Katie Joy. So how long ago? No, it's been longer than 4 years.
I I'm telling you, I don't know if she was going after you before then. I just know that I was her first victim on her channel. Then it was you.
Really?
Hmm.
What does she have a problem with you about prior? There's got to be something you and I have in
Oh,
common.
no, I was friends with Brooke, and she didn't like that Brooke was friends with me and couldn't stay friends with her and give her all her time. So she
So she
found
knew
out
Brooke
that
before me.
she found out that I was the spotlight account because there was times that she'd get pissed off at Prayer Jar before my son died, and she would go live late and blast that I was the spotlight account, and then she would put it away.
Oh,
Yeah, and nobody was taking the bait. Every time she went live, nobody was taking the bait. So when my son died and all that shit was going on, the PPE account, she blasted that I was a spotlight account and it sticked.
Jules
So
was
then,
the one who did it?
yeah, yeah,
Oh my God. No, there is
yeah.
something about you and I that is very similar for her to be like that. So wait, so what year did you meet her?
I met her. I knew nothing about Jules. Like, Brooke never even told me about Jules until like Jules was getting on her nerves and Brooke would talk so much shit about her to me. And I was like, who is Jules? Like, I didn't know who the hell she was. And,
Is there a chance
um,
that possibly Jules knew somebody in the community prior to you, that might have been kind of somewhat Z's celebrity person, like she would consider Clint. I'm just wondering, there is something that is similar between the both you and I that got her going, because anybody else, she's let that shit go. But with me, I could see a little bit more because of Clint being on the show or something. There's got to be somebody that was affiliated with somebody on some kind of show that got her going.
I don't know. I
We're
mean,
missing something here. Could have been, do you think her and Maria may have known each other prior? Because Maria knew somebody off the show. Baby
I
girl
don't know.
Lisa.
Well, nobody, let me tell you something, because I supported baby girl Lisa. That was the whole problem back in IG. Like, because I supported Lisa and I wouldn't go support Amber at the time because I thought it was all bullshit. This is a deep rooted, it is, it's a
Wait, who
deep rooted
hated
shit.
Amber really, really, really bad on the 90-day community? Because on my end, it would be Love After. And then Amber and I merged because of Love After and because of Amber being on 90 Day. Remember, we had the two mistresses. Now, think this runs deep. You're right. Who hated Amber that would be affiliated with you? And I think we may be getting somewhere. Somebody on the 90 Day who hates you as much as Jules hates a Love After Lockup Jen. Whoever was affiliated with Amber that hated her so much, that would be the 90-day mistress. Do you get what I'm saying? We're just throwing it out here.
Yeah, but I'm not a mistress to anybody. I was the motherfucking ruthless one.
Amber. No,
I was
somebody that hates Amber. It's Amber.
But that has nothing to do with me, because I would not fuck with Amber back then. I would not ask Amber. Amber will tell you.
There's somebody. We're missing somebody.
I don't know if it has anything to do with that. I'm ruthless. I think that's the reason why I'm hated so much, is because I'm ruthless and I don't play fucking games. I mean, that's just it.
But wait a minute,
for me.
Okay, so we've got me and Clint, right? And so then we've got Jules, who would have loved to have been on the show, remember? But her little, whatever guy. But then you've got on the 90 Day, Amber and I, we kind of met because of the same situation. Maybe it could be because of you and baby girl Lisa. I'm just wondering, something's really weird. Because remember Muhammad? He was from the 90 Day thing. That's how I met Maria.
And Lisa was okay. So I'm gonna explain something. Lisa is from the same area I'm from, and we have different vocabulary than most people. The N word and with the A, everybody uses it out here. Okay, everybody uses it out here. So she had wrote a text message to one of the guys that was with Usman all the time, and she said, "Where's my A at? NA at?" And they started saying she was racist, and because I supported her and Brooke supported her, we were racist. We were KKK of the 90 Day. That is what started up the Spotlight account. And that's where all the memes were coming from. Anything that them bitches used to call us to harass us for supporting Lisa Ham, they were going in it. If they called me KKK in a 90 Day, they were putting KKK suits. That's what my thought was. So everybody's like, oh, she's racist and blah, blah, blah. Nah, you're calling me that. So when I give it back to you and I give it to you in a meme, you get to see what your words are doing to people. Okay? That was my point of everything.
I think
do you
a lot
get
of
it
this
now?
just has to do with for them. Well, yeah. I mean, anybody, yeah. I mean, look at
what
Lisa
you
Ham.
were throwing at people, the ones that were throwing out them disgusting, vile ass words, like they called Pierre Coon because he was married to a white woman.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It was bad. It was bad. So yeah. And did I feel bad that I was doing it? Yeah, I felt bad. But I wanted you to see what you were doing. You can't just go and call people racist ass names. I got kids that are mixed. My friends, they're all black. I don't deal with people my skin color because I mean I do, but I don't. Like all my friends are, because all the ignorance that goes on. But the ignorance that was coming from here to there off of IG, I was like, you know what? You guys keep calling me and Brooke and Maria and all this shit. They knew I was, they knew I was like the one that does the protecting. They knew that.
Pretty much protected all these women, and where are they now?
Yes.
They're hanging
Yes.
out with people like a Jules that stalks people from VH1. I
Yes.
think a lot, and I'm not going to leave out John Yates in this either. Not going to leave him out either, because he knew a lot of people off the show. He made a lot of money off of it and stuff like that. I thought Jules was friends with John. What? Wait a minute. Weren't Jules and John okay?
I don't know what's going on with John. I see John on Instagram, but like everybody's telling
Well,
me
yeah,
that John stopped doing lives.
he did. But here's the thing. Jules was friends with John when all that stuff happened with John and everything he had to go through. So why would Jules be cool with people that don't like him now?
I don't know. That's what I said. All this shit is confusing me because when I
She
left,
blamed all of us for his downfall.
when I left,
Listen, I don't have what happened to him was horrible.
actually, I left last year. The last panel I was on was John's, and I was telling him about the trucking industry and the things that I did as a trucker, and that caused Roadhog and his wife to come after me, saying I didn't know what I was talking about being an owner operator, which I did. He said that I couldn't make $10,000 a week doing owner operator, so I pulled up Baltimore. It's 9,000 something a week for owner operators. So I was like, how could I not make $10,000 a week? Because I was making $10,000 a week in my own goddamn truck.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Was Jules friends with John when you guys were last friends? Weren't they cool?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
Because you're asking the wrong person. You're asking the wrong person. I haven't been on here to even know who the fuck's fighting, who the fuck's friends, like when I go to look, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I hear bits and pieces of shit, and I'm like, so I didn't even know that Maria and Anne fell out. And when I seen all this shit, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm sitting there, literally, I'm scratching my head. Like, I was going to add some of the new shit in there. I was like, I'm not going to add it because I don't know. And I'm not going to try to force myself to know it because it's just not feasible for me and my peace. It's just not.
Maria, not a fucking picture one. I should have not done none of that shit. I just didn't understand it because when he, because some really bad stuff had happened to him and Cody for sure. And Jules, like, if I remember correctly, Jules was like, you guys drove this, you guys caused this, you this and that. And it's like, okay, then why is she friends with somebody that has an order with him? I thought she was friends with John.
That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good, I guess because John is gone and not doing lives that it wouldn't matter. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. You don't do that to a fucking friend, I would think. If he told her happy birthday, I can only imagine what he thinks now. What would you think if you were him?
A bunch of backstabbing shit. I don't know. I mean,
she was the one that was doing the do you remember the text messages and stuff, how we all found out about the group text? What's really weird is Jules was up there with Amber and John. They were going to cover the text messages, which that was the Maria stuff and all the mass call and all that bullshit. But then I remember you weren't up there, but I do remember that Jules she was going to do it and then she dropped down, and for some reason I couldn't understand, like, hey Jules, you get to sit up there and read all these texts with all these women, and now she's cool with the main person.
Well, let me tell you something. They're only cool with each other because they have to form an alliance against somebody that they all don't like. They don't like each other, and that's what I don't understand. They're not real friends. Real friends don't do this shit, okay? I mean, it's been a pattern for the last 4 years. Because 2021 is when I came onto YouTube. So it's been the last 4 years. This has been a pattern with everybody. They break up and they go their own ways. They attack each other. Then they become friends because they all hate a person that they all need to attack. It's weak. shit. It's all
Did you know
weak.
that she kicked Julie out? 148. Julie never did a damn thing to Jules. She did nothing to Jules. And because of Maria, she kicked Julie right off to the side. What did Julie ever do to fucking Jules? What did she ever do to Jules other than say, I don't want to be in here because the shit Maria had done to her? And Julie got thrown out.
Well, Julie, I like Julie. Julie is
I like Julie.
She's badass. She's badass.
Fuck yeah, she is. And had they have left her alone, it wouldn't have turned out like that. I told everybody that for years.
I really like Julie, and
But
it's
I'm gonna go ahead and this.
Huh? You're breaking up, girl.
Clint, do you have anything to tell your Aunt D?
Hello, D.
I know you, Clint.
He said, hello, D. Well, this has been like, okay, well, something tells me, oh, these Reddit streets are going to be on fire. I bet so many people are going to hate me tonight. And really, I didn't want anybody to hate me. I just, it was great.
Clint, you ready to go on Love After Lockup?
What's up?
You ready to go on the Love After Lockup?
I've had enough of that shit.
Hey, what about 90 Day Fiance?
We can't do 90 Day Fiance because we're both in the United States.
Well, maybe we can get like what about a VH1 show, Clint? That'll be a whole other platform for Jules to stalk you on. Well, it's been real. Yeah, D, I'll give you a call in a little bit. And
okay.
Yeah. All right. I love you guys. Have a good night.
All right.
Bye.